Good morning, everyone. Mike Flanagan here with Matt Turek here for what we call the Cashers Round.
That's right, round 2.
Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, Matt. Yesterday, 15 hours of streaming. It was a very busy, long day.
Sure was.
180 entries and 1 out of 3 cash in this tournament.
Yep, that means we're bringing back 60 bowlers today. They're going to bowl 6 more games on the same pattern, and then we're going to cut to the top 10 for an interesting round. It's going to be 10 versus 7. 8 versus 9 in a 1-game match. The winner of each match will move on to another pair and bowl
5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6 and bowl another game.
No, they'll bowl the 5th
well,
and 6th
yeah, they'll
seed
become and
on 5 and 6.
The winner is going to be the 5th seed.
That's
what
what's going to happen, right? And then we're going to move everybody downtown, baby, down there your street in a rain. No, just down towards the right. And then they're going to bowl stepladder matches.
That's right.
Every single game is a new pair, which is interesting for us, moving the cameras.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
But that's okay. But we do have 6 games for you this morning. We got 2 pairs that we've had just like yesterday. 17 and 18, I believe, is where you're going to take us. And we will go ahead and head there now. Lanes 17 and 18 here at this wonderful tournament we call the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. 17 and 18, as I look at my pair lane assignments from Joe Engelkes and his entire crew. I'll tell you who we got down there. You're looking at Paul Bober. King Thess, that's what we call him now. King Thess is on lane 17 and 18. Wouldn't you know it, Hollywood King Thess draws the TV pair to start the day. Dave Axon and Jason Poley, 2 former champions on this pair. Poley and Hess have both won what used to be called the Fusion Realtors Open, which is now with a co-sponsorship, Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, Matt. So we got 2 past champions right here this morning to get going.
That's awesome to watch in the first game out of the gate.
And one of the absolute best bowlers of 2015 on the amateur circuit, Matt McNeil, right next door. You'll be able to see him throw a few shots as well over on 15 and 16 next door. We've also got lanes 5 and 6 for you as well if you want to bring in a split screen, Matt, if you don't mind. Down on lanes 5 and 6, Nick Heilman, another past champion. 3 past champions to start the day. Troy Schaefer, Brett Cooper, and Brad Miller. Brad Miller made a nice run last year when you and Ricky Matsko were here.
He did.
He almost ran the entire stepladder.
He did. And he bowled good on Sunday, too, if I recall. So it's.
Well, that's when the stepladder is, man. That's when he bowled.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you mean in the morning?
Yeah, well,
you mean he made a little run?
Well, stepladders isn't the only thing that happens on.
No, it's not. We got this round right here.
Yeah.
6 games. I like how the graphics team showed up today and decided to make us some new graphics. Look at that right up there. Game 1 of 6. In case you were ever wondering what game they're in, they are in game. What game are they in, Matt?
1.
1 of 6. 1 of 6. We're going to bring you 6 this morning. Take you through, take you around the horn. We're going to tell you a little bit about what happened yesterday at this point in time. You see what happened is 180 bowlers shoot up. 60 are here today. Sold out field. And I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, down on lanes 1 and 2, is the grouping. Just like at Augusta, the Masters, everybody gets put together. Lanes 1 through 4 today, we've got Miguel Lopez. He leads the tournament through 3 squads of qualifying at plus 234 for his 7 games yesterday. In second position, Devin Bidwell at plus 189. Third, A.J. Chapman at plus 179. Fourth place is Jared Helmers at 172. A little bit of a gap down to 5th, Matt. We've got Brent Ritchie at plus 138. 6th, Austin Bolds at plus 135. Ryan Burks at 7th at plus 92. 8th is Tommy Barnwell at plus 87. 9th is Troy Schaefer at plus 79. And Nick Heilman is tied with Brett Cooper for 10th place here through qualifying of 7 games. 6 more this morning, as we talked about. So right now the 10th number being at plus 78. I will tell you within 50 pins goes all the way down to lanes, to places 35 and 36, which is on lane 17 and 18, which is right in front of you, which is Jason Poley, sits at plus 28. So anything can happen here this morning. Also, Troy Fuller, a past champion, in 37th position. Francois Lavoie, who I picked to win the tournament before a ball was thrown, sits in 40th at plus 20. He's got some work to do today. In case you were wondering about Matt McNeil sits at plus 41 in 29th position coming in today. And as we talked about yesterday, Matt, Tom Hess was bowling, and he was struggling a little bit. And tell the folks what happened when he came through the area in front of our booth.
Well, he got sucked into the chasm, which is the booth.
He did.
In between his shots, he joined us in the booth to give us some insight and talk to us. It actually loosened him up quite a bit. The mysterious egg that appeared out in the parking lot, nobody really knew what it was. It actually hatched. And that's how King Thess was born.
King Thess is what he is now named, and he averaged 240 yesterday as King Thess the last 2 games.
He came in, he must have possessed Tom, and now Tom is King Thess, and he can bowl. So these guys out here today are going to have their work cut out for them.
Let's take it back over full screen to 17 and 18 and check in on old King Thess and see how old King Thess is doing. There he is. Jason Poley, the couple of guys from Iowa that have supported Joe Engelkes' events for many, many, many years, before the fusions were even thought of. Looks like I need to go down and adjust that camera a little bit, man. Looks like it shifted a little bit to the right.
The scoreboard did move, and I adjusted that one already.
The scoreboard looks good, but to me, unless Hess's shoulder is just that broad, and it's got me thrown.
Nope.
It's a little off.
You're right.
A little off down there, but hey, that's okay. That's all right. We didn't have an overnight crew in here adjusting cameras. We can't afford that quite yet. But the other thing that we really need to talk about here is Joe Engelkes has a lot of sponsors for this event.
Great sponsors at that.
We have a bunch of them. We talked about them all day yesterday, and I think it's time that we do the Budweiser introduction of all the sponsors. It was the Budweiser rundown yesterday, but Budweiser is going to present you the sponsors today.
All right. Sounds good.
They are a sponsor, of course, an associate sponsor. They've been on board for multiple years. We talked to Joe last night. He said that Budweiser has been on board forever. So thank you, Budweiser. And if you're considering a nice frosty beverage today as the NFL kicks off, or if you're going to watch the women's tour on CBS Sports Network Live to see who the champion's going to be today, or maybe you're just going to watch us all day because you love us, open up an ice-cold Budweiser. Also, a new sponsor this year sponsoring the Greater Iowa Bowling Association also has signed Joe Engelkes to staff. He's such an unbelievable bowler that Ebonite International has decided, you know what, we want to put our seal of approval on everything that Joe Engelkes does, his bowling and his tournament. So support Ebonite, the all-new adrenaline shot coming out this Tuesday. Make sure you head out to your pro shop to get one of those. You know, it's about 6 boards stronger than the Game Breaker 2 with a very similar cover.
Really?
Yeah, it really is. Game Breaker 2 is a ball that a lot of people have used. The benchmark ball, a lot of success with that. A big seller last year. Of course, on the high end, they got the Warrior. The Warrior is a ball that Dave Wadka just absolutely loves. It's his favorite ball in his bag. It's a great ball. It's a little bit different shape. It's just different. Just drill one, you'll like it. It'll suit most lane conditions for sure. Make sure you support Ebonite. Ebonite supports this tournament. It helps bring you the live coverage here this weekend. And now, Matt, there's a certain sponsor that I know that you have been eyeing up.
Yeah,
you got your eye on this prize.
I definitely bookmarked this page. It was the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau website. Visit waterloo.com. The website makes Waterloo, Iowa look like L.A., and that's all there is to say. You can go there, check out all the different attractions that they have in this fine city, including a water park, which is open during the summer months, and an excellent-looking amphitheater down on the river. I'm sure they hold some great concerts. It looks like a great venue to take your family on a Friday or Saturday night in the summer when it's nice and warm out and enjoy some music or festivals.
That's right. And I was talking with King Thess a little bit earlier today, and he told me that he was going to take his wife on a real nice Caribbean cruise. But after listening to us yesterday, she actually said, let's cancel the cruise.
Yeah.
Let's head to Iowa.
Exactly.
Waterloo, Iowa. It's just right down the road from where they live, and they're going to spend probably 2 weeks here on vacation. Not only that, but Maple Lanes. I mean, hats off to the host, the venue, Maple Lanes, giving a nice discount on the lineage. And inside this facility, we have a place called the Kingpin Bar and Grill.
Phenomenal breakfast pizza, Mike. I had one this morning. They replaced the sauce with like this really light, non-spicy gravy, and they had sausage, like breakfast sausage instead of Italian sausage.
Okay.
If you're in the area, you're going to come up and
Oh,
watch
yeah.
bowling today. Make sure you come hungry because the Kingpin Bar Grill will feed you and you will leave happy.
That's right. And yesterday I had the mini tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely specialize in a little bit more upscale food than you're thinking of in bowling alley, but they also have the classics.
That they do. And you saw us on the opener wearing some really nice shirts. And, man, I know every time you put the shirt on, I know that you were just feeling like a million bucks.
It makes me lose 15 pounds.
Well, it certainly does.
And
you could stand to lose.
And I got to get out my stick to beat off all the ladies that come flocking when I wear my Logo Infusion jersey.
That's right.
Logo Infusion, one of the many sponsors here of this great tournament.
And, hey, if you want to look that good and you want to lose that much weight by just putting on a shirt, I suggest you head over to logoinfusion.com, check them out, and there's a special coupon code this weekend. Matt, you want to tell the folks at home a little bit about that?
Yeah, the coupon code. Go to their website, place an order, use the coupon code GIBA15, and you can save 10% on your order. This is the last day you can do so.
No, all month, September.
Is it all month?
Yeah, but we want everybody to do it this weekend. That way we get to come back and do the live stream.
Exactly. I thought it was just a weekend deal.
I see what you were doing there. I know that you want people to purchase today.
Yeah.
I get it. Right now.
Yeah, don't even wait.
Now,
I mean, you can go to a different website in order to do that.
Oh,
we won't mind.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we got to thank Members Mortgage Services. Member Mortgage Services on board this year for all the greater Iowas. And if you are looking to refinance that home or if you're looking to buy a new home, make sure you check out Members Mortgage Services. Check them out. They're supporting this event, and you should too. So here's King Thess up on lane number 17. We like to just call him Thess, but he doesn't like that name. He says, call me King Thess, and I'm
he's
okay
the king.
with that.
Well, look what you did.
He doesn't like that shot at all. But, hey, they're still falling, Tom. They're still falling. Now, he was averaging 240 coming into this deal as King Thess, but, hey, that's okay. We're going to keep an eye on him. Hey, Matt, can we go ahead and take a look at 5 and 6? Because 5 and 6 now, keep in mind, 5 and 6 are the people that qualified in the 9th through the 12th position. Brad Miller, Brett Cooper, Troy Schaefer, and Nick Heilman. Nick Heilman, as we mentioned earlier, a past champion, opens up with strike, spare, double, looking for 3 in a row on lane 5. He's also an Eagle winner. Team event with Andy Mills and company. Real simple game. Real simple game. Keeps it around the head pin. And as I said, a past champion here. Hey, do us a favor. Make sure you like us on all our social media. Go over to Inside Bowling on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All you got to do is type in the URL /Inside Bowling. That'll get us to us. And make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all those good things. We would certainly appreciate that. You can stay updated with what's going on in the tournament. See some pictures, some sights, some sounds. We'll also be archiving all this footage on our YouTube channel throughout the week. So you can go back and watch your favorite bowler do it all over again. Maple Lanes is where we're at. We're in a little place called Waterloo, Iowa. Not too far away from the Field of Dreams, actually, Matt. One of these years I want to go by there.
Yeah.
Have a hot dog on the bleachers. Wait for Shoeless Joe Jackson to come out of the cornfield. Play a little soft toss.
What exactly is soft toss, Mike?
You know what? I don't know, but I hear it's amazing. Soft toss is when you're just tossing the ball and working on the timing with the baseball bat. That's what I've been told.
It's a baseball term.
It is a baseball term. Well, the Field of Dreams. These are the lanes of dreams.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They're the lanes of dreams right here.
Dreams are going to be made this
right.
afternoon.
What dreams may come?
Winner.
Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams. What dreams may come? Not one of my favorite Robin Williams movies, but not a bad one. As you made a Robin Williams reference in the chat already today.
Already.
And if you are not in the chat, get in the chat, talk to us, communicate with us. How about hashtag Inside Bowling? What's that do for him, Matt?
Well, if you use the hashtag, it's a little pound sign. You put it in front of the words Inside Bowling, no spaces. Then you tweet it. It will show up on the screen. There's only one rule. You have to keep it clean, and it'll be seen.
Yes, it will.
Tweet us here at Inside Bowling using the hashtag Inside Bowling.
Yep, it'll happen. It'll happen. Tell us who you're rooting for. Do a little hashtag Inside Bowling. We'll get up on the screen.
Or you can post it in the chat. That might be easier. We like to chat. We like to interview or interact with our viewers. We don't want to be drones up here.
I have one of our biggest fans texting me right now and just said, hey, Mike, curious, I'm hearing some pinfall, but it's not necessarily coinciding with what I'm seeing on the screen. Well, that's because our mic is in front of the desk at 9 and 10 here in front of our booth, and our 2 feature pairs are 5 and 6, and also 17 and 18. So the pins you may hear falling is some ambient background noise from over in this area where we're at. Now, we talked about single number digits there for a while yesterday when Matt McNeil was in the booth with us. And we talked about the 9, we talked about the 7.
We did talk about the 6 and the 5.
Yeah, and what's interesting is
8 was left out.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I'm making this point, actually, is because when Brad Miller comes back into your screen, you're going to see that he's wearing a jersey today.
He is.
And on his jersey, he's got a big number on the front.
He does.
And the number is 8.
I was going to let the audience try and guess what
the number is 8.
It is 8.
And we talked about 8. We left 8 alone yesterday, and I believe that was for a reason.
Was it?
Well, because now Brad Miller's wearing number 8 today. We didn't have to talk about it.
Well, now we got to cover the low end of the scale, as Brad Miller is going to be up here shortly.
Well, we'll cover that when we get down to the step ladders, because we're going to have a 4th place person, a 3, 2, and a 1.
That's correct.
So then we got everything covered.
Well, this broadcast is definitely brought to you by single-digit integers.
Yeah.
0 through 9. We couldn't do anything without them.
Jeez. We have a little song we like to play whenever we're about ready to ban people.
That's a good.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Let's see what happens here.
That band was brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser, the king of beers.
That's right.
Hopefully you guys will have a few back. As Mike says, the week 1 kicks off today.
We just remove those messages. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at Sue Hess in the chat today. Hello, Sue. Hello, Sue Hess. What's it like being married to a king? What's it like being married to a king? I couldn't even imagine. He's gone on the road. We talked about it yesterday. Tom Hess is. The artist formerly known as Tom Hess was on the road. Oh, look at that. The 2-4-10 King Thess. Picks the 2-4-10. That's got to make him feel good this morning.
I completely missed that. You yelled and I looked out front.
Oh, we got it. Can you do the replay?
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Let's do the replay.
Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. You can see it all over again. Is it because you just marked it in?
Yeah, see, that's how. So, like, remember
okay,
last night?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. Just do your thing. Do your thing.
All right, well, King Thess.
Yeah, King Thess picked it up.
Come on.
I don't think you were supposed to mark it in. You were setting a new mark in. What is this? Is that?
That's this.
Yeah. I think when you marked it in, it's gone.
Yeah, you may be right.
Well, never mind. We don't have it for you. You have to go back and watch it on the replay. Anyway, Tom's been struggling for a while, and we think that he's going to get turned around in this tournament. That's what we think. Had a nice run at the end of the day. Can I take a look at that real quick? No, that wasn't the 2-4-10. That was the 2-4-8-10 that he picked.
Nice.
2-4-8-10. That's 6 count up there. My eyes were messing with me. You still shoot 228 though. Keeping the ball in play. How many pairs do they jump? What is it? Is it skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, something like that?
Yep, you got it. Skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, skip 1. Nice and easy. Here's a challenging spare conversion. Just a bit outside.
Matt, if you don't mind, can we take it back to the split screen? I want to check in on 5 and 6. Today, I mean, this is the cream of the crop. This is the best of the best. We're going to try to bring you a split screen as much as we can. Our limitations with scoreboards, though, unfortunately, we're not able to have scoreboards on 5 and 6. So we'll just have to kind of give you the play-by-play and what's going on. Which actually right now I think is a pretty good idea for me to go ahead and turn down the volume on my mic, and I'll head over to the roaming mic, and I'll be able to get out and about, and I'll be able to report scores for you as we try to wind down to the top 10 with 6 games to go. How's that sound, Matt?
Sounds great, Mike. Sounds great. It'll
right.
give me a little bit more room up here in the booth. I can
It
stretch
will.
out.
It will.
I can
Speaking
kick
of
back in the
stretching,
recliner.
Speaking of stretching, I am not Stretch Armstrong. My hand does not reach.
Oh, so are you asking me for the wireless mic?
No. But I have to put this one down.
So you need me to turn down the volume
Yeah,
on your mic?
that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just cut that off real quick. So Mike gets all the equipment set up for his roaming station. One thing I'm noticing right now are there's a little bit higher scores. I see a possible 290 out there. Plenty of 200, 210, 220 games are possible of being shot. Can't quite see the high end yet, but that's what Mike's for. He's going to walk around, report on the action, do what he does best, the sideline report, bring you some interviews.
That I will. We also, Jeff, you good? You want to come up? Right there. Joining us now on the broadcast, we were going to have him on yesterday. He was busy bowling, but longtime brand manager for Hammer. He worked at Ebonite International for a long time. Also was a collegiate bowler at Kansas, KU. Go KU. Yesterday we had some people ripping on him for being from KU, but we're going to let him defend himself here in just a moment. And Matt Turek, I don't believe you've ever met this gentleman, so you're going to do a little introduction here on the air here. Matt Turek, meet Jeff Ussery. And Jeff Ussery, welcome
Jeff,
to the booth.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. I don't know if we have to defend KU. It's almost basketball season, right?
I think so.
I mean, I know we have this few weeks of football here where there's really no use in defending KU football.
This whole Mizzou SEC moving and no more Kansas-Mizzou rivalry stuff really kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but, you know, we'd probably get stomped by both K-State and Mizzou anyway at this point, so we'd rather you guys just kind of go away and leave us alone when it comes to football season.
Go away.
There you go.
Go away.
Well, now we've introduced you as things that you've done in the past, but right now I know that you've made a career move here in the last year or so. I don't even know how long it's been. It's been probably about a year, I think, if I'm guessing. And you've moved on to a new career path, and congratulations on all that. And it looks like you're having a lot of success. Tell the folks at home what you're doing right now.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'm working for Bowlers Mart as the Vice President of Operations. I've been at that for about 18, 19 months now. It's been a really good thing for my family and for me personally, and I hope for the company at Bowlers Mart, obviously. We've been able to move home. We're back near I'll tell you, we're in the Tonganoxie, Kansas area. That's an area of about 2 miles wide and about a mile deep in the northeast part of the state. It's very close to Lawrence, Kansas, which is the home of the Jayhawks. But it's been a great move for us. Been able to move home and be back close to family and work out of the home office and still work in bowling. So it's been outstanding.
That's good.
Yeah, and I think that I think anytime you get a chance to go home, which I kind of know about that too, being able to do something in bowling and being able to live where you want to live is always a great perk. So congratulations on that. I know that Cliff, I've had a chance to meet Cliff, and I've known you for some time, and I've checked out your website and everything else. You guys are doing some really good things over there, and it's nice to be able to see, you probably don't like to be compared to this, but, Walmart, everybody goes to Walmart. Well,
yeah,
you guys got a similar name for bowlers, though.
Too many people go to Walmart.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting conversation a few years back I was having with Cliff, actually, and I don't know if he was quizzing me or what was going on at the time, but we were at a TNBA event, I believe, and he was talking to me about his business and asked me for some ideas and thoughts about it, and I said, man, it'd really be something if somebody kind of positioned themselves as a worldwide retailer in bowling, particularly in the brick and mortar area, because a lot of the larger pro shop chains out there, they go with kind of the legacy name, or they put their name on the business. Cliff's was that at the origin of it as Cliff Barnes Pro Shop. But as you expand and people don't really know who that is, they just want to shop with a trusted retailer. And so I don't know if he walked away from that. Apparently he had some kind of takeaway from it, because he went away from that and got a whole bunch of domains and picked one that he liked and ended up with bowlersmart.com.
Yeah, it's cool. And you guys got some really talented people managing your shops and things like that, too. One of them bowling in the tournament here today, Mike Dole.
Yeah, Mike Dole bowled the tournament yesterday. I don't believe he's bowling today, correct?
Oh, he's not?
No, I believe Mike suffered the same fate I did yesterday, which was to bowl himself into position halfway through and bowl himself right out of position late in the day.
Okay. Now, I'm going to bring you some bonus coverage here down here in just a moment, Matt. I've got the wireless camera in place. We got a possible 290 here going into the 10th frame for Steven Taylor. So I'll have that for you in just a moment.
290 would be a fantastic score. It's an outstanding score on anything today. That
Especially
would be
this pattern.
Unreal. To score less than 10 of the maximum point total would be pretty outrageous on this lane pattern.
Yeah. We got a good look there at the scoreboard of the possible 290 game for Steven.
How do you guys feel about the points? I'm into the points. He scored 290 points.
I was calling them potatoes.
Potatoes.
Something that we had talked about on the way up. Something different. Here's a look at Steven Taylor's first shot in the 10th. Oh. It was a good shot for Steven. Thanks, Mike. We'll bring it back down to 17 and 18. Where we have King Thess finishing up his game.
Yeah, and that's Dave Axon right now with a possible 279. One more time. He can now bowl 257 if he converts to baby split. Jeff, have you bowled this tournament before?
No, this is my first year.
I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah, I have not been up here. I think I've been to this center one time, and it was over 20 years ago as a youth bowler in a scholarship event. But it's kind of on that fringe of just far enough away from me that it's got to be a really great event like this one to get all the way up here. So I had the weekend free, traveled up here with Mark Henninger from Kansas City, Missouri, Grandview area. and he's still bowling, so I'm still here in town.
It's always fun when that happens.
Yeah, he had a good day yesterday. He was in the 20 overish range, I believe, coming in today. He was starting down around lane 20 or so. So he's got a little work to do, but had a good first game. Have you guys been able to show a string for anybody and have them actually complete the string? Because I'm pretty sure you grabbed that camera yesterday when I had the front 7 up here, and I don't think I got 9 the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much about what happened.
That happens more than you would think.
It's weird.
We don't even have to grab the camera. It's one of those things where as soon as we see it, we don't even have to say it. But if one of us sees it, it's I think our streak is like 19%.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm sure it's appreciated by the participants.
Oh, they do. Get that camera out of here.
Yeah. They don't want no part of it sometimes.
There are a few people, though, that actually thrive on camera.
No doubt.
Some of them, they just want to sit in the booth the whole time in between shots. Seriously, like that happened yesterday with Hess. And then we changed his name.
That's what happens.
Yeah, we changed his name when he came to the booth.
When you're bowling and you sit in the booth, things like that happen.
Well, something must have happened with him late yesterday, because when I looked at the scores about 4:30 this morning to make sure that I wasn't bowling today, I was pretty sure I remembered him in the 20, 30 underish range, and then I look at his final total and it said like 30 over.
Well, we've been explaining this, and we'll tell you real quick. We'll get you up to speed. What happened was Tom Hess retired, and there was a large egg dropped in the parking lot that hatched.
Oh.
And out came King Thess. It was actually just Thess, but he didn't like that name. He wanted to put King in front of it. So now he's King Thess. King Thess bowled 243, 238 to end the day, and I believe 203 the first game here. So King Thess has got about 680 for 3. Yeah.
I wish you would have let me in on that yesterday. I would have gone to the parking lot myself by game 5.5.
and hatched into somebody new.
Yeah.
Like Ussery. You'd have been Ussery.
Yeah, somebody called me that yesterday.
No.
No, for real.
Really?
Yeah, Chaz Brewer. Yeah.
Ussery. Well, I guess it's catching on. I guess people are doing that.
Yeah, that or something broke out here on live stream yesterday that I didn't know about, and I'm going to have about 50 more people call me that in the next few days.
You know, here's what's weird is, it doesn't work for everybody's names. It works for your name, and it works for Thess. Ussery and Thess. It works. You can't do it with my name.
No, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't
it
work.
could go all kinds of bad directions, actually.
Really.
Well, the M would have to be silent, and you'd just say my last name anyway, and it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coincidence? I think not.
Well, I'll make sure we look for another one of those bowlers where that name works.
Yeah, we're cruising right along here. Game number 2 at the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. I'm Mike Flanagan, joined by Jeff Ussery from bowlersmart.com. And Matt Turek, of course, here with me making the trip up from St. Louis. Skip procedure here has brought some new faces to lanes 5 and 6, and I see Matt is all over that. We do have our leaders coming in today here, Devin Bidwell, Miguel Lopez, A.J. Chapman, and Jared Helmers. Very nice. We're going to be able to see them bowl a game. Jeff, this pattern was on 1.98 to 1 ratio, 41 feet. What did you think of the pattern? You like it?
Loved it, honestly. It rewards good shot making. It rewards excellent spare shooting. Requires you to think. You can't just go on autopilot and go up there and throw balls and, come back 259 later and go to the next pair. Doesn't really work that way on this. So yeah, it was an outstanding pattern. It's a well-run event. I've bowled 2 or 3 of these things this year so far up here in Iowa. So far, they've all been very quality run events. Really impressed with them so far. They're always on these patterns that I would say are tricky to difficult. They're not impossible, but you just got to really throw the ball well. And if you don't, I mean, it's going to show up. And I told my roommate Mark last night, I said, you know, that kind of voodoo 45 over that I shot for the first 4 showed up in game 6. I finally shot the score that I should have shot with the ball motion that I had at the time. I made spares and trips in Brooklands and had some good breaks early, but finally catches up with you, and this pattern will do that with how flat it is.
Now, Jeff, you've lost some weight.
I have, fair amount.
How have you done it? You're looking good, man.
I quit eating.
That'll do it.
Yeah, actually, I did quit eating in between meals. I haven't had pop in a couple years. Is it pop or soda here?
Well, I call it soda.
I call it soda as
I
well.
call it pop. I'm from Kansas.
But you're from Kansas, yeah.
Right.
Is this a Missouri-Kansas thing again? Or?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't, the nice thing is we don't discriminate or get angry at new words.
Oh.
We invent new words.
I'm learning that as we go here. But yeah, I just went to a nutritionist, got some advice on eating and calories, and I would tell you that's much easier than bowling on this lane pattern, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So when you go to Applebee's, how do you make a decision on what you're going to eat?
You find the one that says chicken, and you tell them don't bring anything else with it.
Okay. All right.
It's really that simple.
Was that difficult for you to warm up to, or did you?
No, because I'm an accountant by degree with a finance minor, and so my friends will tell me that makes me very, very black and white, easy to decide yes or no type of guy. So if you just tell me that's plain and simple, all you have to do, then you just do that. And it's really not that hard. You just have to make that choice. Committing to that choice is difficult, but if you do it, it'll happen.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the hardest things is sticking with something like that.
The trick is once it all comes off is then staying committed to it, because you can't
If you
just
stop,
lose
yeah, just come right back.
Oh, all of a sudden I can eat donuts and drink juice and
So
pop.
three meals a day?
Oh yeah. A lot of protein.
It's good to know. I like to find that out. Dan Limich has also lost some weight here recently. We talked to him yesterday a little bit about that. Got some great sponsors here, along with Fusion Realtors and Community First National Bank here at the Open here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa. We've also got Ebonite, Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Budweiser, Kingpin Bar and Grill, Maple Lanes, Members Mortgage Services, and of course Logo Infusion. You can head over to logoinfusion.com, put in the coupon code GIBA15 to save 10% through the month of September. Jeff, I don't think you've ever been on our live stream before, have you?
I don't believe so.
It's the first time, but you've watched a lot of bowling over the years on our webcast, and I'd like to take a moment just to say thanks for all the support. I remember a couple of emails that have come through or that you've sent over, and you've enjoyed watching the bowling on our webcasts, and having the support of a guy like yourself who's done a lot in the industry means a lot to us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate what all you guys do and the sponsors here at the event. Hi to everybody who's watching, especially anybody back at Ebonite. I do miss working with some of the old friends back there in Hopkinsville. But yeah, I appreciate all the sponsors here at the event. It was a really good one to bowl.
Did you see the tournament we announced in Las Vegas?
I did, sir. That one's coming up in about a month.
It is. I'm really anxious to see how many we get for that. It's the Columbia 300 Swerve Open in Las Vegas the weekend before the PBA guys come in town.
Yeah. I also am interested to see who chooses to go out of town, bowl that one, support bowling, get out in Vegas. There's some interesting things there that you can take a look at and evaluate. It's an opportunity to bowl in the South Point Arena. You have the Open Championships coming there in future years, so anytime you can get a chance to go out and try out some of those lanes, check out the surface, just the environment, I think it's really an advantage in future visits to the site. I go to Reno all the time, actually, to bowl early bowlers journal squads and things like that, visit before nationals. And I don't have any doubt it's part of the reason that Lodge Lanes has some success when we go out there. So I'll be interested to see who comes out for that Swerve Open in mid-October there.
Yeah, we'll be. I mean, we're looking forward to it. I know Matt can't wait to get to Vegas. He's already packed his bags. They're sitting by the door.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
I'll give a recommendation. Anybody who chooses to go out and bowl there in Vegas, I would make a hotel reservation before you go. Last time I went, I chose not to. Not on purpose, but I chose not to, and that was expensive. We were there on July 4th weekend for the True Amateur, and
I was there for that. Was that 2 years ago?
Well, it happens every year, Matt.
Right, I know, but were you there 2 years ago? Or was it last year?
No, I was. I had not bowled a quote megabuck. Are they really megabucks anymore? But I don't think they're megabucks anymore, really. By the way, but
Yeah, they're not bowling alleys either anymore.
that's true.
But
they're still good events, though.
they are.
No, it was this year though. But
okay.
yeah, we were there July 4th, and I forgot to make a room reservation. It turns out rooms are not
Pretty
cheap
hard
on
to
July
get.
4th in Las Vegas. I would not have mind paying what I paid to stay somewhere on the Strip, somewhere real nice. Paying what I paid to stay where I stayed was not optimal.
We went. I didn't bowl, but I did with a couple friends of mine go down. It was 2 years ago now, and we stayed on Fremont Street in the old part, and that was pretty awesome. They had concerts every night. We got down there, I think, July 2nd.
My parents like staying on Fremont Street.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. And if I go back, for leisure, I would definitely stay on Fremont Street rather than.
How does that go?
Strip.
Once you go to Fremont Street, you never go back?
Something like that.
That's what I heard.
It's great. It's a good time. We stayed 3 nights on Fremont and 3 nights down on the main strip at MGM.
Did you buy the spray paint picture from the guy?
No,
From the guy.
You know the guy.
I seen it on Facebook.
That's awesome.
This is coming full circle now because Matt here doesn't know everyone in the industry like some of us do. And yesterday you were bowling right here. And you've lost all the weight, so maybe he knew who you were and you're like reinvented now, But anyway, you were bowling and he goes, "Oh, yeah, there's the Bowler's Mark guy."
See, I couldn't pick up on that. I heard some jokes back here, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Matt referred to you as the Bowler's Mark
Because
guy.
I just didn't.
That's all right.
That's like if Walter Ray, when he had his beard, was bowling in the tournament, Turek would look over and be like, "Oh, there's the beard guy."
There's the horseshoe guy.
Well, I'm not sure that's a great correlation there, but Walter's probably
This part of the
fairly well known.
This neck of the woods, I don't know. Don't cut yourself short. We've got somebody in the chat right now saying Jeff Ussery is my hero.
We do.
I could see somebody saying that
Hi, Josh.
Walter Ray is their hero. There's some comparisons. Couple. Hey, let's talk about J-Bowl. Let's talk about J-Bowl closing its doors.
Oh, okay.
How tough was that for you?
Well, for those that don't know, J-Bowl's the university campus, or was the lanes on the University of Kansas campus. It was a 12-lane center. It was opened in the 1950s. We went through a Save the J-Bowl campaign in the year 2000 and successfully kept the bowling center there for another 15 years. But unfortunately, union management finally got what they wanted, and they have turned the J-Bowl into a storage space. Literally 2/3 of it is turned into a storage closet that has literally just stuff stacked in it. The other third of it is a party room that will get used a nominal amount and probably just be vacant most of the time. But fortunately, through an anonymous tip, I was able to secure. I was able to be there on the right time, the right day, and secure some wood lane panels from underneath the synthetics. And much to the chagrin of anybody listening who works for the University of Kansas Memorial Board, I don't know how many of those are really listening right now. Probably none. But
zero.
That's okay. So, yeah, we got some wood panels out of there. We had a little party last weekend in the house, and doled out some wood panels to some former team members, and we're gonna have one made for our coach, and probably have a little trophy made out of it, and
Cool.
get something for him. So,
Well,
but yeah, it was really sad.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is I like to take motivated people in the industry, and I like to bring up something negative that's happened or something sad that's happened, because generally what that does for a guy like myself or a guy like you, it motivates us to make sure that stuff doesn't happen anymore.
I don't disagree. What bowling center is closing that we need to save?
Well, yeah, we do need to save some. They're closing all over, man. They're closing all over.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies.
That they are. All I would say to that is get out to your local bowling center and bowl some. Get out and practice. Bowl one more time this week than you did last week. It really does make a difference. It seems like you just went in there and bowled 2 or 3 games, but if everybody in this bowling center went in to their local center on Tuesday and bowled 3 more games, it's hundreds of games of lineage across the industry. And all that revenue matters.
Certainly does.
Yeah, J-Bowl, I spent 5 years in college growing up in that place. Probably one of the worst things that could have happened for me in my academic success was that when I enrolled at the University of Kansas, Hoke Auditorium had burned down from a lightning strike. And so all of the freshman courses for large classes, things like psychology, chemistry, things like that, were in a room called Woodruff Auditorium, which is in the upstairs of the Kansas Union. And personally, I have absolutely zero interest in psychology, but somebody told me I had to take it. So I went to that class every day in the upstairs of the Kansas Union, and every day, I would say by the end of the semester, on average, I spent probably about 4 minutes a day in that class because I just went down to the first floor and bowled.
Sounds about right.
And I'd say it worked out because I'm not really using psychology today.
Mike Flanagan and Matt Turek here, joined by Jeff Ussery here in the booth. He participated in the event, and his ride mate from Kansas City, Mark Henninger, has made the cut, so he's nice enough to come and sit in the booth with us. It's always nice when it works out that way. We got 6 games here, and then we're going to cut to the top 10. Top 4 are going to get to take a break and go in the bar and watch a little football here today at the Kingpin Bar and Grill. Have a nice cold Budweiser maybe, but not too many because they got money to bowl for. 10 is going to bowl 7, 8 is going to bowl 9, then 5 and 6 are going to be inserted into the 2 winners, and then they will bowl, and then they will head down from lanes 5 and 6 and 3 and 4 down to 17 and 18, and we will start our modified step ladder where that bowler will take on the 4 seed. And then the 3 seed, and then the 2 seed, and then the 1 seed will happen right here in front of us on 9 and 10, probably around 2:30 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. First place in the event has not been posted, but earlier it was shown that it was $2,800. It always is between $2,800 and $3,000 here, as they spread out the money very fairly and evenly throughout. Fusion Realtor has been going on. I believe this is the 6th Fusion Realtors tournament, formerly known as the Fusion Realtors. Now we have a co-joint title sponsor, Community First National Bank. We'd like to welcome them on board, and hopefully the partnership continues. I know Joe, when we talked to him last night, said that Fusion Realtors and Community First National Bank, they work very closely together when putting people into homes. So thank you again to both of our title sponsors making this event possible, and thank you to Ebonite for making it possible for us to come live stream the event.
I told Henninger last night, I said, hey, none of this monkey business on the semifinals here. If you're going to make a move, make a big move, because I'm not sitting through all that 10, 9, 8, 7 stuff. I said either to get in the top 4 and let's just stay in bowl, or let's hit the road, you know. I told him, I said, if you make that top 10 thing and then you get in there and win a round and then lose a round, I'm going to be so mad that we could have had like a 3-hour head start in that card. So I'm hoping he puts on a good move today. That's one of our Lodge Lanes teammates from our Open Championships team, actually. Mark joined our group this year and bowled on the Lodge Lanes crew team. He had a good nationals, too. He had 1960-ish, 1970, which was a pretty good score out there.
That was a really good score this year.
That it was. These guys on 5 and 6 put up some good scores yesterday.
Yeah, the leader of the tournament was none other than Miguel Lopez, and we now have standings up for our second round, game number 1. Miguel Lopez leads at plus 245. Second is Devin Bidwell at plus 202. Third, A.J. Chapman at 200 over. Jared Helmers sits at plus 162. Brent Ritchie fifth at plus 149. Brett Cooper is plus 124 and making quite a move. He moved over to lanes 9 and 10, opened, and then followed it up with a 6-pack right behind it. He's bidding for the ham turkey dinner here in just a little bit, which is the ham bone and the turkey combined. Tommy Barnwell sits at plus 120. Steve Taylor sits at 116. Austin Bolds 115. And old Steve Keeler. Steve Keeler from your neck of the woods right now. Steve Keeler sits at plus 110 in 10th position.
Yeah, Steve and I bowled college the same 4 years, actually. He bowled Central Missouri State for the Donkeys. That's what they're called, right? Donkeys?
Mules.
Same thing.
It is the same thing. Nick Heilman sits in 11th. He is 12 pins behind Steve Keeler for that all-important 10th position. Dave Axon at plus 84. Chad Moss at plus 80. Perry Kroll at plus 77. Jonathan Shallow at 73. Limish at 65. And there's a 3-way tie there along with Dave Barris and Ryan Burke. Jamie Clark plus 61. Josh Hepp plus 60. I will tell you, those are the folks within 50 pins of the 10th position. Brad Miller just outside at plus 58, it looks like. Actually, no, he's tied at 60. It's Michael Applegate at 58. If you want to see that, you can click on the event information tab down below on your screen. All right, let's see. Go Mark Henninger, Team RBT, Apparel EFX, Get Motivated, Team Missouri, all hashtags in the chat. The Power of Cheese, lots of Wisconsin players still in it. Skinny Jimmy says, hi Jeff, Jim Fry here, Linda Keeler's dad. Haven't heard nor seen you in years. How are you doing?
We're doing fine, Jim, and actually sitting right next to Linda while she's watching Steve here bowl on 11 and 12. So it's good to hear from you. These guys on 5 and 6 here, especially Lopez and Chapman, even Bidwell to an extent. If you watch the field across a few games here, what you'll find is that these 3 or 4 guys on this pair seem to be able to get the ball to hook from a spot that the rest of the field just didn't get it to hook from yesterday. It was pretty unreal watching, especially Miguel. He was bowling first squad when we walked in. We saw the last 2 games, and he threw a ball from what seemed like the left corner of the lane and threw it all the way to, I'm going to tell you, the 7 or 8 board, and just peeled it back like it was nobody's business. And I looked at Mark and I said, well, man, you're set. I said, you can do that. And then he threw one there and got about 6 off the right. And I went, uh-oh. And they were playing a different game than most of the field were playing yesterday.
Let's go ahead and take a look at him bowling right now.
Really good shot.
What's the backstory on him?
On Miguel Lopez?
Yeah.
I actually don't know the young man.
I don't either.
Yeah, I just know he curves it a lot. I like his game. I'm told he's going to Wichita State at this time.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Beyond that, I really don't know him.
Maybe somebody in the chat can help us
Never
out.
met the young man.
Lopez comes in light. But knocks them all down. So Lopez can bowl 208. That's quite a bailout game. And A.J. Chapman opens in the 10th for 185. So the leader's not lighting it up here on 5 and 6. Jared Helmers here, though, can make up some ground. He can still bowl 226. Devin Bidwell still has 225 left. It was 207, actually, for Miguel.
Yeah, and a couple guys here will close that gap pretty quick. You got Brett Cooper here with a 7-bagger up in front of us. A couple other good games on 7 and 8 going, so may see that gap close a little bit. Yeah, what did you call that? The ham turkey bone or something?
The ham turkey dinner.
Ham turkey dinner.
Yeah. Jeff Goodger and I came up with that, more so Jeff Goodger, when we worked on Extra Frame together. And I liked it enough that I just kept using it.
Wow.
8 in a row is the ham turkey dinner plus 1. You get to bring a guest. So basically, if you shoot 300, you have the ham turkey dinner and you get to bring 5 to dinner.
Yeah, it's like a family box.
Yeah, it is. At Cracker Barrel, probably.
You don't get like the rolls thrown in or anything like that when you get to like 10 or 11?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
You probably get it all. I think it's a 5-course meal. The ham and the turkey is just the main course. Speaking of which, Thanksgiving right around the corner. Before you know it, I'll set the next one. Yeah. We'll just keep it running, okay? Okay, I'll put the next one. Tony Oliva took me for a little bit of cash on side bets at the Ebonite Showcase poker tournament at Bowl Expo this year. So I told him this weekend I'd like to have an opportunity to win some of my money back. So he walked over to me in the 3rd frame of that game and wrote down Brett Cooper, 216, over or under. What would you like? And I chose over.
So you're liking this game?
I am liking this game. Yeah. But I now set the over-under for the next game.
I might have to get on some of that. I actually owe Mike an adult beverage going back about 4 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that one.
And I promised to pay that off. We just haven't been in the right spot.
You're right.
And unless Henninger gets a move on, I'm going to be gone too early to buy anything to drink.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. I set this one on A.J. Chapman over or under 219.
It's a good line. Are they skipping 1 or 2 this next game?
I think it's
They
2.
skipped 2.
So he's going to be on 11 and 12?
Yep.
That's a really good pair.
It is a good pair.
I know.
I mean, even I threw a ham and turkey dinner on 11 and 12 yesterday. And you didn't get the early portion of that game on video, did you?
I don't think so, no.
That's excellent for me. So, Josh Franz, if you're still listening, man, I buried 7 in a row. I'm telling you, split the 8-9. And then I absolutely stoned the washout.
Yep.
Stone the washout.
Yes, you did. Stone cold washout. It's pretty good.
Actually, funny story about that game. So we were, Henninger and I were started yesterday. We both had 199 to start. I had 220. He had I'm going to tell you 2-0 or 210, somewhere in there. And we moved to that pair 11 and 12 for our 3rd game. And I started that game moving in and grabbing a different ball and just kind of making some adjustments. And we were really trying to communicate and help each other out. And first frame, I kind of threw one light and it struck. The next one, I threw it dead Brooklyn and it struck. The next one, I threw it dead through the nose and it struck. And in the 4th frame, I had made another big move. And Mark had his ball in hand. He was going to let me bowl first. And I told him, this was after he went ring 10, blower 7, stone 9 to start that game. And I said, hey, you're going to want to watch this shot. And then I got up there and threw it dead Brooklyn in the 4th. And I said, I didn't really mean to do it that way, but in the 5th, I did exactly what I wanted to do. But it was just kind of weird timing. You're going to want to watch this to the guy that just stoned 3 9s in a row and throw a dead Brooklyn for a 4-bagger.
That moment of silence was brought to you by Maple Lanes. Maple Lanes, the great venue of this awesome tournament. One of the many sponsors here at this awesome event, the 2015 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. You're watching the end of game number 2 of 6. This is the Cashier's Round here on Sunday morning, week 1 of football season. 4 more games to go, and then we're going to cut to the top 10, where 10 versus 7 will battle it out in a 1-game match, while 8 versus 9 does the same. The winner of each will battle themselves 1 game to determine the 5th seed in the modified stepladder. And then we're going to crown our champion here, hopefully around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Jeff, over or under 9.5 wins for the Kansas City Chiefs this year?
Vegas says over because they've got an 8.5. Can I tell you after the first 2?
Nope.
Because if we go to Houston and win, which I expect us to win today, I think we're going to have like a 20-13, 17-10 type of win. And then we have Denver at home on Thursday. That'll be an interesting game. But
I think Kansas City gets more wins than Denver this year.
Boy, I hope so. But I wouldn't be placing any money on that.
No, it's just a gut. It's just a gut feel.
There was a report last night that Peyton Manning has suffered significant loss in strength in his arm, even over this offseason, since last year. So hopefully we'll be calling him Noodle Arm. Sorry, Denver fans.
Noodle Arm.
Yeah, we actually have beat that guy once in our franchise history.
I remember a playoff game where they just got trounced.
I was there.
Against Indianapolis?
We didn't get trounced. Are you talking about the like 2003 playoff game?
Probably somewhere around there.
Priest Holmes, that type of time frame? Yeah, I was there. I believe that was 03. My buddy Brian Schmetberger and I were there. Nobody punted in that game. There was no defense whatsoever. I want to tell you that was a 38-34 type of score.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Are you thinking of the one a couple years ago where we were up like, I don't know?
No, not when Luck brought him back.
No, we gave it away. They didn't earn anything. Yeah, the one that a lot of Chiefs fans remember is the Colts-Chiefs game at Arrowhead. We were division winner and had home field, and that was the Dick Vermeil team with all kinds of offense, and Indianapolis had one more drive of offense than we had. Priest Holmes had a fumble in that game. That was the only turnover in the game.
38-31.
There you go. That's the game I was at.
January 11th, 2003.
Yeah, I remember we fumbled. I hope, if there's any Chiefs fans listening, I hope I don't tell this story wrong, but I want to tell you Holmes had a breakaway run that it was heading towards Brian and I as we were watching it, and you could just see the Colts defender catching him from behind, and there was fumble caused, and they scored a touchdown. And I want to tell you, we ran back the next kick and then got the game back within 7, and we just never could stop them. So it was a great game, though. And an awesome venue to go watch a football game if you've never been. But you got to do it right. Like if you're going for a noon game on a Sunday, I mean, you want to show up in that 6:30, 7 a.m. range. You got to get it started in.
I've never been to an NFL game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, go to a Chiefs game.
I actually got offered to go today to the Seahawks-Rams game.
Well, that ought to be some contest.
But
So
I can't even finish. I'm not even going to finish.
if you say it that confidently, The line's only 4.
Well, where's that game at? It's in St. Louis?
Yeah.
So it's really 7 on a neutral field, is what they're saying?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you would think Seattle's to play. But the Rams play Seattle tough. Or at least they have in the past.
Rams got some defense, too.
A really good defense.
Yeah. Speaking of the Rams, I saw a story in the news lately about that Lawrence Phillips guy. He's still around.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, he's still behind bars, but
Right.
he's still there. It's not been a good career for him. Did Mizzou win football yesterday?
Barely by 7 over Arkansas State.
How bad KU lose?
I didn't check that score.
It's probably by 30.
Women's professional bowling is on today on the CBS Sports Network.
Who's on that show? Do we know?
Yeah, I do.
Not to put you on the spot there, but
That's okay. Stephanie Johnson,
she's okay.
Liz Johnson,
She's okay, too.
She's more okay.
Yeah.
today at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championship. The new champion will be crowned today. And today on the show, it's been a bracket format with the top. You had to win a tournament or finish in the top 13 in points is how it ended up working out. And in that event, through all of the matches, what's transpired is Liz Johnson is going to bowl Danielle McEwen in that side of the bracket, and Kelly Kulik is going to bowl Stephanie Johnson. The winner of each match is then going to move on to the championship match, which will be the winner from semifinal number 1 and the winner from semifinal number 2. You put those together, it adds up to 3, but there will only be 2 girls bowling in the final, and they will be bowling for the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championship this year, Jeff.
I had the pleasure last year of going to Liz Johnson's Hall of Fame induction, USBC Hall of Fame induction. That was a really special night.
She is one of the nicest women I've ever come across. And in my prior job, dealing with the professional athletes, she was in the upper 2 percentile of people to deal with.
I would agree. In my time working with her,
Just a
one of
great
the
woman.
absolute top ones out there. All pro on the lanes and off.
Taking a look at our new group that has moved over to the pair of lanes called lanes 5 and 6. You're looking at Mike Peters right now, bowling with Darren Galbraith, Jason Guest, and Michael Applegate. Currently right now, these guys, I'll get some scoring here for you. Applegate sits 22nd after the first game today at plus 58. Mike Peters 47th at -1. Yeah, we know. Thank you. Jeff, you know what's funny about that is we actually joke about what just happened all the time. People see things that we have and they wonder, like they like to point things out. So they're like, there's a microphone down here. Well, yeah, that picks up the pins.
Right.
You know, like what? Like how would we just take a mic and just put it down? Like how would it just walk its way down there?
Where is it exactly? I can't see it from my
It's underneath the bowlers. Like if you
like
stand up
under those chairs.
it's in between the chairs, and it's sitting down there by the bags.
Yeah,
That's a hidden, inconspicuous mic.
I will tell you, I'm not the type of individual to mentally blow up and do the things that some choose to when they have struggles. But I would tell you that probably should have been a warning, like on a signature form or something.
Do you want a water or something?
Sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not turned up real loud. It's just if we turn our headsets down, you have to have something.
Right.
It's better to hear the pins crashing than have it somewhere up in this area.
These viewers won't stay on if we just give them like no audio and just a video feed?
I mean, it sounds terrible. Here, I'll let you hear it. That's that mic right there. And then there you go.
Yeah, I'm probably tuning out if that's what I land on the page and there's just no audio on.
Exactly. So you gotta have a little something going on.
Probably out of there.
That's what it is.
You mentioned Darren Galbraith. I have some history with Darren Galbraith, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah, he's the only guy to suffer a TV defeat to me.
A TV defeat?
Yeah. We used to have a tournament in Topeka, Kansas called the Gardner Masters Classic at a Gage Center Bowl at Rex Haney Center. You might know Rex, former BPAA president. And anyway, it was a top 4 step ladder, and Darren and I bowled a TV match in 1998. I have it on what's called VHS. All you kids go to Wikipedia and look up VHS. You'll learn what that format of video recording is. But yeah, we had a TV match, and then I lost to a bowler named Bill Busby. You know Bill Busby?
No.
He's kind of one of those local legend guys, but very good player. Might have a regional title or two, actually. But Bill was a really good player in the Topeka area, and he won that tournament a couple times. Yeah, we used to have a televised final tournament every year in Topeka. That one's been gone, I would say, probably a decade or so. That one's been gone, unfortunately. Good tournament, though. Not a lot of those left anymore, really, as the formats and technology have evolved and things have changed in our industry. There's not a lot of those local TV show bowling events anymore. Everything's on the live streaming feeds now, and I think it's really better that way. You can see a lot more coverage, see a lot more of the bowlers.
Sure.
It's far less expensive at times to produce and pull off than a TV show is, obviously. But it comes with other challenges and expenses as well.
Let's go ahead and check in on our other pair that we have as well. Take you down there, 17 and 18. And there's your friend, Steve Keeler, with Josh Hepp, Perry Krall, and Ben Turek. Let's take a minute and talk about Steve Keeler a little bit. You know, I come from the St. Louis area. Steve and Mike Keeler grew up there. And I bowled in the Travel League. And I bowled in the Travel League with a guy by the name of Mike Remaklis and J.R. Golden and Mike Keeler and Doug Lakey and Mike Solovic. So anyway, we all bowled in the Travel League together. And there was one person that put our team together and wanted to see his son Mike win, and that's Dick Keeler.
I remember Dick.
And Dick was a great guy, and he was also the guy that whenever we bowled junior tournaments, he would be able to walk around and predict the cut scores and let us know what we needed. And he was brilliant, and he was awesome, and he was a great guy. And when Dick passed away a few years ago, that was a tough one. That was one of those passings that made you, as a person in your 20s, say, death is real. And when you see a friend's father pass away, like Dick did, it kind of hit me a little bit harder than you would think. And I'd just like to take a minute to just say hello to, I'm sure the Keelers watch this back and everything, and I know that Jim Fry is in the chat, and I just want to take a minute to just say what a great man Dick Keeler was, and what a great family the Keeler family is, and will continue to be. And hello to Mike, and of course Linda and Steve here bowling, and the new twins. They got the twins now too, so the legacy continues.
Yeah, I bowled with Mike my senior year in college. That was Mike's freshman year, and so I bowled against Steven for 4 years and with Mike for 1 year, and what an outstanding family. We got to know them as I was bowling those 4 or 5 years throughout college, but just like you said, outstanding family. great supporters of bowling too, and I really miss him. That was really terrible news, and same for me. That was one of the first times that anybody I was close friends with had lost a parent, and just because you're just so young, you think you're a long ways from that happening, and
Yeah.
and then it does, and it's a terrible thing, and it makes you think about your own family and what's important, and so sometimes it's good to pick up the phone and call a family member and say, hey, I love you, I miss you, or let's catch up, or let's go hang out. Just don't want to take it for granted. I was reminded of that coming up here, actually. My 2-year-old or 3-year-old Zachary was playing on the bed the night before we were driving up, and I've got a coin basket that I just keep stuff in, a wallet, watch, and things like that. One of the items in there is one of those flexible wristbands, and it's the ones that Marvin Hale had made up when Tony Reyes passed.
Oh, okay.
And I have one of these gray ones. It's kind of the Raiders colors. Tony's a big Raiders fan, and so it's kind of a silver and black Tony Reyes one with his birth and death years, stamped on it. And I just keep it there to think about him. I miss him. Another great supporter of bowling. Gone far too soon.
Yeah, I bought one of the poker chips they were selling at like the World Series of Bowling or something.
Yeah.
Might have been Carl Ong was selling that, I believe.
Yeah. I actually thought about Tony yesterday in the last game. I was bowling, and I was 7 under going into that last game, and had a 190-ish kind of number going into the 10th, and I think I could triple for 187 it was. And one of the last things that I ever talked with Tony about was bowling, and I was repping for him at a tournament, and he needed a double and a 10th to make a cut, and he wasn't having a very good game at all. And I said, what are we going to do here? And he said, this frame doesn't matter, this one's on me. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, good bowlers find a way to double when they need it. That's a quote from Tony Reyes. Good bowlers find a way to double when they need it. Doesn't matter what you've scored or what you've done so far, good bowlers find a way to just hit the pocket and make it strike. Something I'll never forget.
Matt, do you remember Tony Reyes?
I do. I never met him. Never had the opportunity to.
You know what's funny? I never had an opportunity to meet him either.
No. Yeah, and after Tony passed, I would say probably 6 to 12 months later, Judy Garrity was up in the front office at Ebonite, and she was cleaning some files out of her desk and just straightening up some drawers, and she came across a stack of autographed Tony Reyes cards that had been there and were just used to mail out for fans or things like that, and I was lucky enough to grab one of those and take it home.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was imagining last fall the phone call I would have got when the Giants beat the Royals in the World Series. I was imagining the phone call he would have made to me, because big Giants fan too.
Yes, he is. You're watching continuing coverage of the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. We're reminiscing with Jeff Ussery right now, talking about Tony Reyes, the late, great Tony Reyes. It was cool how the whole bowling community rallied around Tony, too. A lot of fundraising for
a tremendous amount, yeah,
for his family.
Absolutely.
Got some people in the chat here saying, Jeff, the Twins aren't new anymore. They're 4 going on 40. Good morning, guys. Just throwing this out there. Look out for A.J. Chapman.
Well, I don't know. I don't have to throw that out there. I mean, 'cause basically,
it's out there.
He did a good job just putting that out there himself.
Yeah, he certainly did. He was one of the guys when I was working over at Storm that I signed. He was a guy that I saw his game, I saw his work ethic, and he was young, but he was a guy that I thought definitely was worth signing. Which is kind of a tricky situation with Wichita, because there's an involvement, but a neutral involvement with that company, and when you do sign one guy, there's other guys that are out that are just as good that you could sign, and but I just know how much he works at it, and he went on to then shortly after make Team USA and some other things. So I've known AJ quite a bit, and it's been nice to see him mature as his game has matured. He has matured, and he's got one of the best fundamentally sound games out there.
Yeah, no doubt. His ball strikes when others don't. I mean, it's just that simple. Ball hooks from spots that other balls don't hook from. It strikes from spots other balls don't strike from. It's just got kind of the it factor, if you will. And you can see it. Just like you're talking about evaluating talent, you can see it when you look across the field here. There's certain bowlers you can just kind of tell there's something special in that release, something special in the way they get to the line. So,
good look at AJ right there. Stepping up, he's got 3 in a row in the 5th frame here, the 3rd game.
Looks like he's getting the play from the offensive coordinator.
And
they're going to have to get this play off soon, otherwise they're going to have to call timeout.
Oh my goodness.
This black cloud thing you're pretty good at.
Oh man.
Well, maybe he'll pick it up.
Wow.
And Miguel Lopez was one right next door, actually, on a real rough start for one of the tournament leaders there. He's that's going to be 52 in the 5th.
And we talked about this was a good pair, and some donk had 7 in a row yesterday on it.
That's me.
All right, here we go. Chapman shooting at the 7-10. See if he can pick it up.
It's close. Quick chance we can. Thanks, Mike. See if we can get another look at that.
Bad break.
Yeah, that nasty 7-10. There you go, quick replay action of AJ Chapman. Oh, that didn't work out.
It played.
Try that again real quick.
All right, we're going to watch it again. I'm sure his fans are loving this. All right, for the 3rd time, we show you the 7-10.
Let's do it again. No,
No, I think we're good. We're trying to work on our replay here for the finals.
Well, hey, back when when these live streams just started, it was like if you missed that shot, you just missed it.
Yeah, you just missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we show it to you 3 times.
In a row.
Jeff, one thing if you're gonna pull long hours on a weekend and have to talk to people for extended periods of time, you come up with some really ridiculous stuff up here in the booth. And I know you've listened to our webcast.
We listened on the drive up yesterday, actually. We heard you talking about the masking units. Big fan of the masking units out here.
Yeah, they're really cool.
We thought once I arrived, we thought the pink gutters trumped the masking units by a long ways. Those pink gutters they're hot.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
They stand out.
There's nothing better than throwing one like a donk and watching it go right into a pink channel. That's pretty sweet.
So let me tell you something kind of cool. Is I have this new gig. I'm working for myself, a little more flexibility with my schedule and whatnot. There's an ABC TV series coming up this fall called Blood and Oil. They've been hyping it quite a bit. It's like their big one, and a lot of it has been shot in Ogden, Utah, like in downtown Ogden. And I got a hold of the casting company, and I haven't had an opportunity to go be an extra on the set yet, but they pay like $130 a day. And I keep getting these emails like they want me to go do this, like this upcoming week, and I'm booked this week. I got other things I have to do. But you might see me on ABC's Blood and Oil in the background of one of the scenes if I get a chance to make one of these.
And you'll know the air date and the time and all that.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
be able to post it.
Yeah, and I'll just be sitting in the background probably in a bar or something, or who knows. But pretty exciting. And they actually, next Friday, or this Friday coming up, whatever you want to call it, they are going to have where they're going to actually have people speaking, and they're going to be looking for people for speaking roles all day long. Unfortunately, I won't be back in time for that. But
seeing you on that show would remind me of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer gets the part or the extra part on that the movie down off his block, and he ends up doing something funny, and he gets the line, the classic line, "These pretzels are making me thirsty." In the whole episode, they try to say it in 100 different ways in different situations.
We do have some chat action here. We've got McNeil is on the move up the leaderboard. What's the kid's name from Weber State? Justin something. It's Justin Schwaska, right?
Isn't that Weber State?
Jay-Z. No, it's Weber State. I live out there.
Oh.
He and I could have carpooled. Who picked Frankie Lavoie? I did. Looks like we've got an update after game number 2. Miguel Lopez sits at plus 252. Devin Bidwell at plus 217 sits second. 185 over is A.J. Chapman. Brett Cooper is fourth at plus 171. Fifth, Jared Helmers at plus 164. Sixth, Tommy Barnwell at plus 145. Stephen Keeler is up to seventh at plus 109. Eighth place, Brent Ritchie at 104. Steve Taylor at plus 101 sits ninth. Austin Bolds is your 10th place number at an even 100. On the outside looking in, Matt McNeil up to plus 90 is in 11th. Daniel Limish at plus 80 in 12th. Henninger up to 13th at plus 77. Jamie Clark in 14th at plus 72. Nick Heilman is in 15th at plus 65. The number is 10th at 100, and within 50 pins goes all the way down to 22nd place, which is Ryan Burks and Dave Williams Jr. If you want to check on your favorite bowler, go down below underneath the event information tab. Check out round 2, game 2, and you can see how your bowler is doing.
Yeah, and that's going to tighten up even more. This leader's pair on 11 and 12 is, frankly,
there's a lot of red circles up there.
Not bowling real well. Miguel's going to need that ham and turkey dinner just to hold on to that over number that you just stated.
Is that a 3-count split?
Yeah, that's a 9-out, 3-split, 6-fill.
A 3-count split.
Yeah.
What did he leave?
I don't know.
It just like the number 3 in the first ball just seems hard. Hard to do.
Yeah.
And then it'd be a split.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm doing good with Oliva. He took the over.
Oh, yeah. So you're another winner there, huh?
Yep.
He's
2-0.
All right.
Tony, what are we going to do next one? It's your turn. You get to pick for the next game, yep. You get to set the line.
There's a 4-9 conversion on lane 6.
If I was him, I'd just like double up on AJ's finishing score this game or something.
There's that duck. There's a video machine back there. Put your quarters in, you get a little egg, plastic egg. And every time people play it, it's like this half quack.
Wait. You said that Tom Hess went to the parking lot. He just went to that machine.
He went to the machine, yeah. He got me.
Fest.
He got me. All right, we need somebody else in the booth. He finally figured out our rules.
Yeah.
All our secrets.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Oh, look, it's this.
Oh, look, it's this.
Fast is down on the high end right now.
Might be making the turn soon, huh?
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he went birdie, double bogey, bogey. So he's going to need an eagle in here somewhere.
Call him Tiger soon.
I think. Let's
Call
see
him Tiger
here.
soon.
No, he's in 24th at plus 46.
Oh, you can't call him Tiger, then he's way too high.
Yeah, I mean he's going to need to get on his horse. Continuing game number 3 of 6 games here, the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Cashers round, Mike Flanagan with Matt Turek and Jeff Ussery here in the booth as we continue to bring you this coverage. Trying to get down to the top 10 is what we're trying to do. And then we continue our coverage throughout the day as we move around this entire bowling center and we see if we can create some trip hazards for people.
Nice little 250 game there by Fridge. Tony Manna.
Tony Manna owned the Collegiate Match Games tournament there for a while, had the record. Strike and Spare Lanes, another bowling center that's closed. St. Louis, otherwise known as Strike and Strike.
That center was in my all-time top 3 burn list. Actually,
well, it's gone now.
Yeah, well,
demolished.
I didn't mean it that way, but yeah, it really wasn't my kind of place. Good Mike Fine coach story from KU. We went there my freshman year, and I remember they still had the old, I believe it was a wood surface there my freshman year, and oil was real dark in the middle of the lane, real light on the outsides. Everybody's just throwing it straight up 7-8. Brian Mano's crushing them from Indiana. I mean, everybody's throwing the ball as straight as possible and just stringing 8-baggers at will. And I had a violet quantum that I was throwing over the left gutter, out to the right gutter, all the way wheeling it back, and that was good for about 140. And Mike Fine pulled me aside. It was my freshman year bowling, and he said, "Jeff, what is it that you know that the rest of the field doesn't?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really sure, but I'm about to show you." And it was probably one of the worst collegiate tournaments I ever bowled.
That's where you average 220 and you're losing 30 pins to the field.
You did. I actually, I recall Brian Mano breaking Chris Barnes' all-time average record in that tournament. He averaged in the low 260s at that tournament. And at the end of the tournament, I'll never forget him saying, if I could have eliminated one mistake per game, I would have averaged 279. And the first thing I thought was something I probably won't repeat here. And the next thing I thought was, he's right. He was right.
What was that?
I have no idea what that was.
You guys okay?
That was one of those cool microphones picking up a pin setter falling apart, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Fast bowled 183. Well, he has 183 left, I should say.
Let's just hope that sound was on 25 and 6 because we don't have any other extra pairs.
I will tell you something that I'm seeing as I walk through the bowling center is I see low scores.
They certainly look lower down here in front of us right now.
Devin Bidwell, though, has got something going on. That's a guy who I don't think gets enough credit.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. He's got 258 on the board here, 2 frames to go.
My next one is Mike Peters, over or under 203. I took the over.
I like that bet.
I think that's a safe bet.
We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be right in front of us here, 9 and 10. Tell you what, it's getting cold in here again.
It's much cooler on the low end. I know that from yesterday.
Yeah, if this continues, I'm going to have to go do something about that. Probably just leave. I'll go to Walmart, get some hand warmers.
Leave.
Ear muffs. Ski mask.
Ski mask.
You mentioned Devin Bidwell. We're 2 weeks away from the Swiss Trios tournament in Wichita, Kansas, which is also an outstanding event. And
I also mentioned Devin Bidwell, and he just flagged the 2-pin.
Yeah, more Black Cloud from Mike Flanagan. But I saw Devin do something last year at the Swiss Trios that I've never seen happen, and that was in a big board. They had 64-person big board bracket, and you could buy a spot in all 4 corners of it. And he took 1 through 4. He won all 4 spots of the final. I've never seen anybody win all 4 spots of the final of the big board.
That's weird, wild stuff.
It was.
I did not know
worth
that.
A whole lot of money.
No, that's wild.
But
it probably was. I wonder what that car ride home was like with himself. Now, why did you have to beat me? Well, why did you? I mean, at least you beat him.
Right. he beat everybody that day.
How many two-handed bowlers in the final 60?
I don't know if there are any.
Me neither.
Final 60 today? I don't think I've seen one.
Hey, hashtag read the blog, why don't you?
Soon to be by the blog.
Yeah, pay for the blog.
Yeah.
Hashtag buy the blog.
One female, right? I saw one female, I think, or two?
I
I believe there's one, at least.
don't know.
In the final 60 here.
Well, I'll be able to tell you.
Yeah, she's up on the high end right now. I don't know her name, actually, but
I do. It was the one I kept messing up.
Oh, Mayhan?
Mayher.
Mayher.
Katie Mayher.
I don't think Ben made it. Did Ben Pallardy make it? Oh, he might have been right at the end. He might be right at the end. He did make it, so we do have one two-hander in the field. Okay.
There you go. Look at that. Recon Matt at it again. Did you get that one, or was that somebody in your ear from the truck?
The truck sent that to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
leaders are just finishing up here, and Miguel Lopez 158, AJ Chapman 174.
Yeah, and that was the good pair.
Yeah, that pair's money.
Yeah.
Just go Brooklyn.
Yep. Well, there's going to be quite a bit of a shake-up on the leaderboard, guys. Big shake-up happening. We'll have the scores here in just a moment. Big shake-up. Might as well put all the pills in a bottle and go ahead and pull them out right now because it's anybody's ball game. All right, come on, let's pick it up. 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 Yep, all right. It's kind of cheating. It's kind of cheating when you do that, when you tell a guy, when you're cheering for a guy. Mike Peters like, Flanagan hasn't clapped for me the whole tournament. What's going on? This is a chance to go up 60, boys. This is a big game. This is a big game.
What I ought to be doing back here is getting with Oliva so I can leverage the adult beverage that I owe Mr. Flanagan and get even here. I should take the other side.
Sue, I agree with you, but I was told yesterday it's Mayher. Maher, not Mayer. See, I did it again. I kept calling him John Mayer, like John Mayer.
Oh,
Maher.
So it is Maher.
It's Maher.
Maher.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Sue, you're right. I'm just not even going to say the name. Normally, I'm really good at names, but once in a while, I get one. I'll tell you the one that got me on the PBA when I was doing the extra frame on the senior tour for a little while. And I don't even know if I can say it right now. Joe Salvemini. I got it right.
Salvemini.
Salvemini.
Well,
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Joe Salvemini.
Because you have to say it over and over again.
Yeah, it is. That's one I had to go back to the room. I actually didn't get to hang out with anybody or eat dinner. I went back to the room and got it down for the next day. Made match play. You know what happens? The toughest names always make it far in the tournament, too. You know another name I screwed up for a long time early on in this thing? Lee Bodoris.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Budaris. Badorov.
Lee.
Boldor. Like, I just couldn't get through it. All those years of broadcasting school that I took, and I just cannot get through some of these names.
Broadcasting school. It was in some guy's basement on South Broadway.
Yeah, that's fine. It's Jay Randolph Sr. If you want to call him some guy. Hey, you're sitting next to the Bowler's Mark guy, by the way.
Yeah, Bowler's Mark guy. You should have just told him that was my last name.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a name shirt. You know? Why is there a period in this guy's last name?
Well, I'll tell you another funny story. Is John Brocklin for a while was posting on Ray Orf's Pro Shop as a person, and he would always put John B. here in brackets.
In brackets.
Yeah. So we thought about getting him a name shirt for a bowling tournament.
Whoa, that would be
says
awesome.
John B. here.
Yeah.
So when people are looking at the board, they're like, I don't see this here guy. I don't see him up there.
Yeah, but you should put brackets around it.
Oh, yeah.
With a
thought about it.
dot, dot, dot at the end. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. A lot of colorful jerseys down there on 5 and 6.
Including that Rich Gels one.
Yeah, Rich Gels.
Rich Gels, yep. Jordy Nelson out for the season. We'll see if Randall Cobb can rally the troops with Devontae Adams and James Jones. Something like that. Oh, Peter's got a strike in the second.
Yeah, you missed that. He aced it.
That's a big double right here coming up. Have a chance to go up 60 bones.
Not a lot of chances at doubles on certain pairs in this house, so you want to take advantage when you have an opportunity for one.
That happening on 9 and 10 in front of us out of camera range. Of course, you're watching lanes 5 and 6 right now.
Oh.
Brandon Steen. And also on that pair, along with Brandon Steen,
Dave Williams Jr.
Dave Williams Jr. opened with a 279 yesterday. First game out of the block, 279. Pretty good score. I think right now it's that all-important time to just double-check my fantasy lineups going into week 1.
Yeah, you don't want to find that hospital sign next to one of your players at like 12:15. That's all bad.
Whoops.
I got stuck with that Gronkowski guy this year.
It's a good pick through week 1.
So far it's working out. He's on a good pace. I'll just pretend he's my wide receiver 1. Brandon had a front 10 or something yesterday, right? Front 9, front 10? Is that correct? Someone had front 9 or 10 on this pair, 11 and 12 yesterday.
Yes, he
was
did.
That Brandon?
It was front 10. Yep, Brandon.
Told you that pair's good.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, Jeff, help me out. Sam Bradford or Eli Manning today?
Who the Giants playing?
Dallas tonight.
Eli Manning.
Not Bradford.
I'm with you on the Sam Bradford thing, though. I think he could have a good year.
Monday night at Atlanta?
If he stays upright. Which happens less often than more in his career, but yeah, I'm going Eli Manning there.
Okay, well, that's nice because I got Odell Beckham Jr. to go with him.
Oh, yeah, then it's
Demarius Thomas, Mike Wallace. Now, would you start out of these running backs, Alfred Morris?
No.
James Stewart.
Who?
Or Stewart. What am I?
Jonathan Stewart?
Jonathan Stewart, jeez. Jonathan Stewart, Alfred Blue.
Well, the Texans are playing the Chiefs, so I'm not starting Alfred Blue.
You would?
I'm not. Not starting Alfred Blue.
So Alfred Morris and Jonathan Stewart.
Yeah, I don't like your Morris play, but I like it better than Alfred Blue.
Well, there's 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts and rain in Miami.
Yeah.
Or in Washington, I should say. So they're going to keep it on the ground.
They could run it some.
Okay. Kyle Rudolph at tight end or Josh Hill from New Orleans?
Rudolph. Hope for touchdown.
Yep. Okay. All right. I'm good there. That's my 12-team league. Now I go over to my 14-team league, which is a little bit tougher. Peyton Manning, T.Y. Hilton, Mike Wallace, Roddy White. Says Roddy White is going to play. Or I could go with Ryan Quick or Percy Harvin.
Brian Quick I like for the year. I don't like him against Seattle.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with Roddy White, Mike Wallace, T.Y. And then I've got Chris Ivory.
Ooh, I like that one.
And then I can take either running back from Atlanta, I have both of them, Freeman and Coleman, or I can start, no, I have to go with that, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're starting Coleman then.
Yeah. And then I have Josh Hill in that one. All right, I'm going to go with that. I also have Le'Veon Bell in that league, so my team seems a little weak there, but
cheater.
All right, now the last one. This is my last one right here.
There's your two. You're on 11 and 12.
Yeah, he's right up front now. From Lindenwood University.
Sam Bradford or Teddy Bridgewater?
Sam Bradford.
Jamal Charles. And then it gets interesting. Do I start Rashad Jennings, Darren McFadden, Denard Robinson?
Did you auto-pick this league on ESPN or something? Or
No. No, it's because I have Arian Foster and because I have LaShawn McCoy.
All right.
And there's a flex position in this league.
Apparently, McFadden is not starting, according to the chat. The good people.
So I've got Charles.
home.
I kind of set it out of order. So I have Charles and McCoy. Do you start Rashad Jennings? Okay, I have an option. Rashad Jennings, Denard Robinson, or Kendall Wright?
Ooh, Kendall Wright. Kendall Wright.
Okay, and then I also got Jarvis Landry and Brandon Marshall in the lineup.
I like Landry. I have him on my team this year.
All right, we're going with that.
Mine for the day is a flex position. Melvin Gordon, Eddie Royal, or sneaky Marvin Jones play for the Bengals. Currently playing Melvin Gordon. Tempted to throw Eddie Royal in the lineup. Eddie Royal always seems to have big starts to the year.
Here's something interesting. Do you ever play FanDuel or DraftKings?
I did for like 4 weeks last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago. And I don't know if you remember this game, but there was a game. It was either the last week of the year or the next to last week of the year. LeGarrette Blount scored like 4 touchdowns in that game out of nowhere. Okay, I was on FanDuel that week.
Okay.
And I played one of the, I'm going to tell you it was the $20 ones or something. And I put LeGarrette Blount in my lineup for that week. And I hit on a big wide receiver, and I had a good kicker and all this stuff, right? I didn't even cash. And I picked the 4 touchdown running back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then I realized just how hard it is to cash in a FanDuel daily.
So here, let me tell you a little thing here about FanDuel. Okay, they basically set this stuff 3 weeks ago, predicting how many entries they were going to get. So with 30 minutes to go in the Sunday Million, 229,000 people, 885, are supposed to pay $25 for a $5 million prize pool. So that means they need 200,000 to break even. Right now it's at 160,000, 0.88. So unless they get 40,000 entries between now and kickoff, there's free money available. The VIG is in your favor.
I'm probably still not playing, unless you're going to give me Gronk.
Now, there's another contest called, it's a $300 entry. It's called the Monster. And there's a $1 million prize pool there. And it has a potential of having 3,700 entries. So it's only got 2,516 right now with a half an hour to go. So it looks like in that particular one, I don't know, the 2,516 times 300. Guess I could figure that out. Somebody in the chat.
It's 75,480.
He's the math guy.
Probably, yeah, 750,000 it would be then. So there's there's $250,000 on the table right now. 25% of the prize pool is free money to be had in the Sunday NFL Monster with 30 minutes to go on FanDuel. And the reason why I believe this is happening, and I analyze this stuff quite a bit, is I believe DraftKings is pulling away from FanDuel right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And FanDuel, I believe, is going to be hurting, and it's going to continue to see this happen. Now, I will tell you this, and then I'm going to shut up about football, because I told Matt on the way over I would not do
I was just thinking about that.
I know you were. I know you were. But Jeff's a football guy, so it's the guest's fault. It's not my fault.
Clearly, I brought this up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Heck yeah, he did.
That's what I remember.
So I played in a contest Thursday night. It's a $25 entry fee. I put in 14 entries. 8 of them I had Gronk. And it's the game that runs till Monday. I kind of like my chances.
I like your start. But yeah, I didn't play after I hit that LeGarrette blunt out of nowhere 4 touchdown performance.
Here's one of my starts. Tell me how many points you think that ends up with.
I mean, you can get in the 150, 160 range maybe. A couple good running back performances there.
Yeah, probably.
Is that going to win any money?
Yeah, it will. Usually about 135 points is good, depending on the weird weeks. Some weeks a little less, some weeks higher. But I also have, if you look at these 29s right here, that's just Gronk.
Right.
Then you got like a lineup.
You got a whole lineup of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got, like 4 of those. And then I got 2 of them, with that start.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Right. Yep.
So we'll see what happens. Hey, look who it is. It's King Thess. King Thess is nearby. Okay, well, it's go time. Where are you going? 1 and 2. Okay, he's on 1 and 2.
That should mean he will be on 5 and 6 next game, right?
I think so. '15 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open Cashers Round, game number 4 of 6. Mike Flanagan here with Matt Turek and Jeff Ussery here in the booth. And Jeff, I really do appreciate you coming by and being part of the broadcast today.
You bet, sir. No problem.
It's always better having a guest.
What would be better than watching your buddies bowl Sunday bowling than, of course, bowling with them?
I do have something that I did want to bring up and actually interview you about. If I had a weekly show or a daily show, I would have called you that week and I would have had you on the show. It was that much of a topic that I wanted to talk about. But I don't have a weekly show, so I have to do it now. It's old news.
All right.
But I watched the USBC convention this year.
Okay.
And I remember seeing you online talking about, through your social media, that you were very, very excited about the opportunity of being on the board. And that you wanted to do that. And I was like, man, this would be a great guy for the board. He seems pretty motivated. Evidently, there's a couple of things that he sees happening in the USBC that he wants to get his voice out there on. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I thought, if I was there, I'd vote for Jeff. No problem. So I'm watching it online, Matt. They put this thing online, and it was kind of an odd voting thing. They had a weird voting system, like it messed up a couple times or something.
Yeah.
Throughout. I don't think on this one, but on one of them it did. I don't remember. But anyway, and I saw Jeff there, and he really wanted to get on the board. And he was the first alternate, if I remember correctly. He just missed getting on the board. And I wanted to ask you, how did that make you feel? What was the whole experience like? Do most people get on the first year, or does it normally take several years? Give me the analysis.
Well, the process is a really interesting one. You submit an application to the USBC for a board candidacy. You go through an interview process with board members and executives at USBC. From there, they basically slate a list of candidates for the convention to vote on, and that's usually comprised of returning board members, if there are any up for re-election, along with new candidates. Candidates can also run from the floor as kind of a last-minute inclusion into the vote, and we had one of those last year. And so then you go to the national convention. It's a 3 to 4 day event. It's obviously fielded by a lot of board members, local board members, delegates, and representatives of associations all across America. And on the second day, they place the votes. You get a chance to address the floor, basically, and give a speech. You also go through the Q&A session, where the USBC board will ask you questions to answer for the floor.
Okay.
And then they have a voting process, and it's like an electronic voting keyboard kind of thing they hand out to every delegate and the floor. And everybody votes for candidates, and then they have a set of rules and bylaws that allow them to remove one candidate at a time. If they don't have enough candidates that carry a majority, then they have an elimination procedure, and then a revote, and an elimination procedure and a revote. And that's exactly what we had last year, actually. And when it came down to it, I was 3 votes short out of nearly 700 people voting. The number will tell you I was 5 votes short, but that means if 3 people would have flipped, obviously, then the result would have been different. So it was a really rewarding process, actually. I learned a bunch about the USBC, about the board, about how our organization is managed. And I really came to appreciate what a lot of USBC board members and the executives that work in Arlington really do for our sport. I would tell you it's a different time in our organization right now, and things are going in a very positive direction, and it's time to get involved. If you're not involved currently in the USBC, whether that be at the local level, the state level, or even applying for the national level, I would tell you go get involved. It's a really good time to get involved and be a part of it. There's a lot of new faces there. You've got Chad Murphy there as the executive director now. Roger Nordhook's just moved there from Storm Products in Utah. Gary Brown just got named the managing director of youth bowling over there. There's just a lot of new faces really involved in kind of refreshing mindset. The board's also set up for some success with a lot of good leaders and a lot of good visionary people right now. So definitely a good time to be involved. I actually have submitted my application to rerun this year. So
good.
Hopefully that will be a
good
positive outcome. But obviously something you have to earn the board members and the delegates' votes, and we'll see how that goes starting soon. Those applications are still open, by the way.
Are they really?
If anybody's listening,
there you go.
They were extended till October 1st. So if you are interested, if you're a listener and you're interested in applying for the USBC Board of Directors or the USBC Youth Board of Directors, you can fill out an application on bowl.com. I don't remember the exact link to get there, but you can kind of fish around on the bowl.com website and find out how to put an application in. It's very simple. It's one just static page there on an HTML, and you fill it out. You attach like a bowling resume or a work resume, whatever you want to include. Answer a couple questions, and then it'll go in. Your application will go into the board, and they'll make a decision on interviews. So I would definitely encourage anybody who wants to be involved to do that.
I had the privilege of streaming the Missouri State USBC Board, our annual meeting and Hall of Fame induction ceremony a few months ago. It was kind of cool to actually see them go through the votes, check the, see how they do their thing, and elect new officers, make their rule changes, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I learned the most. Was I didn't know a lot about how the bylaws are voted on and how board members are voted on, and it was really just a really unique learning process. I learned that something a lot of people listening may not know, but athletes can vote at a USBC board meeting or at a delegates convention. If you are a top performing athlete, you actually, through USBC bylaws, are given a vote on the floor. And so if you're local to the convention or want to come out and listen to what our organization is doing, and you're one of the top athletes, as many are here in this field right now, you may have a vote and not even know that. So definitely get involved.
Got a prize list here. Joe just handed to me. $2,800 for first, $2,100 for second, $1,600 for third, $1,250 for fourth, $1,100 for fifth, $900 for sixth, $750 for seventh and eighth, and $650 for ninth and 10th. Then it goes down and it goes down $600, and then it goes down in $25 increments. And the last cash spot gets $220. And what was the entry fee here, Jeff?
$150. I was about to say $155, but I paid my $10 GIBA fee between this and the 11frame.com. So I had in my spreadsheet. I keep this spreadsheet at home with all my.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I'm the accountant.
Sure you do.
So there's a whole separate bank account. There's a whole bowling fund, and but yeah, it was $150. If you split it up, I called it $155.
Don't forget about $790 there in the Bet You Win pot, which will boost your first place prize if you did get in.
I do want to thank everybody for watching. We don't do that enough. Thank you for watching, being part of this. Don't forget, in 18 minutes, turn it over to the CBS Sports Network. Have us up on your laptop, have that up on the screen, and you can watch the PWBA final tournament of the season. They call that tournament the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championship. Kulik versus Johnson. Stephanie Johnson. And who did I say was on the other side of the bracket?
Liz Johnson, you said.
Liz Johnson and Danielle McEwen. Yep. There you have it.
I don't know if you've lost track of your bet or not here, but I believe it's going to be a close one. I think you need a mark.
It is going to be a barn burner.
Well, it was 203. You've got the over?
203. I do have the over. Yeah.
So we need a spare and 7. Or strike. You'd like to think strike would lock it up, but one of the guys on my pair threw about 7 gutter balls yesterday on first shot. So.
Yeah, Mike Peter has 167 with a strike up, so he can bowl 207 with just a spare strike, but I'd like to get a strike right here. I have to set the next over or under. I got to go ahead and draw up my next person.
Maybe you could get him one on this A.J. Chapman again, because he was in the 170s. Now he's going to be 120 in the 8th here.
Yeah, I want one close around here, though.
Oh, you want to be able to watch?
Yeah.
All right. Mark Henninger coming in front of us here. Is that Rich Gels guy?
Oh.
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 That's the sound of a 258 spare needed to accomplish an overbet.
Wow. As Joey Lawrence would say, whoa.
Can of corn.
It's not over till it's over. Throw the same exact ball and I'd be good with that. Okay.
Now you got Thess coming over. King Thess. Use him.
You got it done. I was a little worried. Yeah. It was a good line. It was a good line. We should have made a rule ahead of time that if you are the line setter and they hit that score exactly, it pays double. Well, but now it's my turn. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. All right. I know we do. We got a lot left here. We got a lot left going on here at the 2015 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike Flanagan, Jeff Ussery, and Matt Turek here in the booth. Matt, what are you thinking right here? I see you sitting there. I see you eyeing everything up. You got your eye on the prize. You look at the prize list, seeing what's going on. What?
Scores 11 and 12, which was the great pair last night afternoon. Gave the leaders some fritz last game. This game is looking a little bit better. And another thing is that they're cruising right along.
Where'd Tony go? Where's Tony? I gotta find him real quick.
Well, now that everybody's vacated the booth to go bet on bowling, you guys are stuck with me. You're watching the end of Game 4 here. This is our featured pair, 17 and 18. There's a great game. The number 1 bowler on the right started out with the first 6 strikes. Kind of threw a poor shot in the 7th frame, got a tough break, got right back on the horse, and then 9 spare in the 9th, as you see there. Let's see here. Tyler Schimmer in the chat again. Ben Pallardy is right out front of me here. He's got 174 in the 8th with a 6 spare in the 9th, now up in the 10th. Can't tell what he's throwing. Yesterday he was throwing a Red Legend Pearl. Looks like that's what he's got in both hands again. Well, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, that's what it is. And he buries the first one in the 10th, Tyler, just so you know. Brad Miller was bowling average. Tom Adcock is on that pair. He goes 9 spare turkey, split, turkey. Now he's up in the 10th. He's playing outside. And he bounces a 10 off the sidewall. I'm sorry, he bounces the 3-pin off the sidewall. Does not take out the 10. He's got 223 off if he spare strikes. Ben gets the second hit in the 10th. Action still has not gotten underway on the bonus pair, 5 and 6. So we're waiting for that to happen. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Looks like you got yourself a little beverage there, a little water.
Yes, sir. Long drive home. 5 hours? 5.5?
That's what it is for us.
Something like that.
Ben strikes out for 224. Ben Pallardy, 2-2-4. Curious to see what Mike's new line is. You think he's going to take King Thess on the line? I think we're about to find out.
I think Mike may have a problem.
Mike, the world is waiting. They want to know what your next line is.
Okay, the next one is it is Francois Lavoie, over or under 217.
I'm going under.
That's what Tony did as well. Spare strike.
Tyler, I just happened to look down on the high end. He's on the end pair. Ben Houston Johnson, and it looked like he liked the shot. He gave it a fist pump.
Good. How are you?
He started in the middle of the house. He moved right. He's going to make the turn. This coming into Game 5, I think. Kind of the low end, so we'll get a better look at where he's at, what he's got.
Guy on the side, the whole tournament, or today, and I haven't lost yet. I wanted to take the over.
Shea Bittenbender from the St. Louis area is also bowling here in this cashier's round of 60 bowlers. His buddy Tim Barrett from the area is rooting him on. Looking like he's drinking mimosas this morning.
I told him to bowl 217 exactly. Matt, I'm going to have a talking to on the way home about this. You know, Mike, we were doing really good.
Yeah.
We were doing really good. Okay, thank you. Lavoie's going to try to get 3 on the last ball if he has 214 going into the fill.
I'm going to go do a little scouting.
Are you?
Yeah. Actually, real scouting. I'm going to go see how some people are doing down in the low end, the high end.
Yeah, I don't think it looks real great down there from what I saw. Talking about the LU guys. Steve Keeler's bowling good though. That's almost local. It's borderline local.
Almost bet the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. I was in Vegas. I was out visiting Johnny Petraglia Jr. at our new store there in Henderson, and I saw Chiefs +1 on the board at Houston.
+1.
Chiefs +1.
It's -1 now.
Yeah. I had a real hard time getting away from there and not betting that, but I didn't. We'll find out in 3 hours if I should have bet it. That usually means yes. Nice start there on your bet. Spare double.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I like that kid. I think he's good. I'm gonna cut out here for probably 2 minutes, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to carry the whole thing.
All right. Apparently we can talk about whatever we'd like to at this point. Bowlers going into game 5 here at the tournament. 6 games, semifinal action before we get to the step ladder. And elimination matches to determine that 5th seed. Like coming up on 17 and 18, you'll have former Team USA member Tony Manna, or the Fridge, as some know him. Don't recall who else is on that pair. I believe you got the lone two-hander in the field from Lindenwood. A couple other players there. They would have been some of the last players in under the above the cut line there. After yesterday's 3 squads of qualifying, 180 bowlers. Mike, remind me, did you take the over there or the under on
Over.
Mr. Lavoie?
Over.
You took the over.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to bowl a good game, so I set the number a little bit higher to bait Oliva into taking the under.
Yeah. Well, that's a strategy.
That it is. I'm now back with you. I just placed a couple milkshake wagers.
Yeah, I see that.
So yeah, it's Action Sunday for me right now. I can dial into my sling box here shortly, and we can watch the red zone up here in the booth.
Can we really?
Yeah.
I was about to tell you, you got about 2 minutes left in me because I'm going back in the bar where they got the NFL package to find a Chiefs game.
Although we probably won't watch the red zone channel here. We'll watch women's bowling.
Of course we will. And don't worry about those loud cheers that seem to time up with scores on your red zone channel at home. Those are scores, those are cheers for women's bowling.
That's right.
Strikes. Oddly enough, during the middle of their approach.
I think we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at that right now. This is game 4?
Game 5, sir.
Yeah, we got a graphics update we got to do here then.
We have graphics?
Yeah. There's our biggest fan. Taking a look at our biggest fan of the tournament right there. Keeping everybody cool above 17 and 18. And our biggest fan is brought to you by Members Mortgage Services. Down on 17 and 18, we've got Tom Adcock.
While you were away, I knew Tony Manna was on the pair. The two-hand bowler from Lindenwood, I don't recall his name.
Ben Pollardy and Rob Warren.
There you go.
Up here, moving our stuff around, up in the booth, up in the booth.
How do you feel about the drinks next to the soundboard and everything here?
Yeah, that's why we normally put it in our homemade coaster.
Oh. It's probably a good idea.
And we haven't really had any problems.
Chiefs +1, Chiefs +1.
The line moved to -1.5.
We're a lock.
Yeah, +1 they were.
Oh, almost a big 4 conversion there. Brandon Steen. Francois with the spare 5-bagger.
You're kidding me.
No.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. You don't really ever want to see it go this way, but I can tell you at the Bowl Expo, it did go this way, not in my favor. Okay.
Speaking of Bowl Expo, what an awesome job all the manufacturers did this year at Bowl Expo. It was like everybody stepped it up 3 notches. Not 1 notch, 3 notches. I mean, there were some really awesome events. Just everybody did a really awesome job having the pro shops over and treating us to their product lines and food and beverages and all the stuff.
I want to catch up here in the chat. You're absolutely right. We want to say hello to Rick Ramsey, who's here. He is he's watching us and watching women's bowling. And also want to say hello to Tyler Schimmer, who's hanging out. And Tony Manna sighting, an afternoon, guys, to Lee Trossel. Do you know Lee?
No, sir.
Lee Trossel suffered a cardiac arrest, and thank goodness one of his teammates knew CPR.
Really?
Somewhat revived him. He got to the hospital. He's been recovering, and he's been watching the tournament all weekend. And he's very good friends with Bob Hart.
Oh, okay.
One of Bob Hart's good friends. And Lee's had some conversations with me over the last couple of years that have been good conversations, and I like Lee a lot. And I'm happy as hell to see him in this chat room again today. His wife actually sent me a really nice note yesterday as well on Facebook saying that brought a smile to his face. And one of the funny stories yesterday was that he was talking about how much he loves to do yard work. And since this little setback that he's had, he's trying to convince his wife to let him buy a tractor so next year he can still cut the lawn. So I told him if I'm in that neck of the woods, I want to sprawl out on top of the hood of the tractor and get a nice picture while he's driving. So, Lee, welcome back, buddy. I hope you got a chuckle out of that, and we're looking forward to bringing you to the end of this tournament here in Waterloo, Iowa. Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike Flanagan here with Jeff Ussery, and right now Matt Turek is around scoping out some interesting stories from some people that are good friends of his that he's watching bowl in the tournament a little bit. I'll tell you, Matt does such a great job coming up here and being with me. For the little bit he gets out with me, he adapts quite nicely, and I would not be able to do this without the help of Matt Turek. So I appreciate him coming along. And all the guests we get in the booth, too. Everybody's really comfortable with coming up and sitting in here, and we're happy to have an open door policy here in our booth. And we're happy to have Jeff Ussery in with us right now. And I'm also really happy that Francois Lavoie is going to bowl 290 this game.
290 would be, I believe that'd be the high game in the tournament.
It would be. So as much, I think there is something futuristic about me. I do think I can tell the future, or I influence the future in some sort of way, because as much as you talk about, and everyone talks about me being a cloud, it is also very interesting in this over-under game right here that I am about to go a perfect 4-0.
Are you going to be like that guy on on my local sports radio station where, you know, they have Lee Sterling on or something, and he's like, Lee was 8-1 last week in NFL picks. Call now. Don't miss the daily double.
That's right. It's yeah, I've seen 2 for the money a couple of times, and it's Lavoie, not Lavoie.
Really?
I call him Lavoie. Francois Lavoie. What do I say? Lavoie.
No, I think I said Lavoie.
Yeah, it's Lavoie. Francois Lavoie. I don't even know how I've been saying it the whole tournament. That's okay. Troy Fuller's here. Lost in the final 2 tournaments ago. Fusion finished second to Casey Murphy. It took extra frames. He's up here near the booth looking around for something. I think I was calling him Francois Lavoie.
I know I was.
It's Lavoie. But that's according to someone in the chat. We don't even know if that's right.
How do you type Lavoie?
They have LAV-WAH with an exclamation point, so you got to really accelerate at the end.
Lavoie.
Yeah.
For the 7-bagger. Ham and turkey dinner.
I knew it. I'm this guy's #1 fan. I knew it. I knew. You're too good to not shoot 290, man. What happened to you? I needed to talk to you before the tournament.
You picked him as the winner.
Yeah, I did. Before a ball was thrown, I picked him.
Can't tell you how much Mark and I appreciated that during the drive up here.
I'm sure you
Hearing
did.
Pick somebody else as the winner.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure everybody listening. I could be boring.
I was like, we should just turn around right now.
Well, there's a lot of great bowlers coming up here. I really don't know who's going to win. We're just going to have to wait and see this whole thing plays out.
There's an outstanding field of 168 potential winners.
Everybody's a winner.
Oh, well, Matt is back. Matt is back. What'd you find out down there?
I found out that Ben won't talk to me, so he must be bowling bad. And I found out Tim Barron's not drinking mimosas.
We've got a developing story right here, Matt. If we can get in on
we
this.
sure do, don't we?
For those of you that are keeping track of my little side wagers, I set the over/under at 217 to bait Oliva into taking the under on Francois Lavoie. And Lavoie, his name is Francois Lavoie, and now he has got a spare and a ham turkey dinner to go with it. He's up in the 9th frame. You know what that means? He can add 1 more to that dinner right here.
You think he's going to take you?
He might. And there's that cloud we were talking about. There's the cloud.
All right.
But still clearly over and above what was needed. I want to place a side wager with you guys that Oliva comes up and wants to up the stakes as we go down the stretch.
You don't need to wager that with me.
Try to win his money back.
Will.
And at that point in time, you have to allow it, right?
Yeah, to him, yeah.
Yeah, because then you got a chance to really have a sock hop.
So you're up 4 units?
4 units. Sure, the next one's going to be a 2 unit.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it. Because he's only got 1 game left.
Yeah, but
Well,
I get to pick the side though this time, which is kind of cool.
But this is one you want to be careful on this one. Because it's the last game. There's a lot of people not within reach of the top 10.
Oh, I will.
You want to be very careful with the person you pick here. You want to pick like somebody near a line who needs a game. And is also moderately talented at a minimum. You know, not somebody who's duffed it in there for an 8th place finish so far. Because there's a lot of those in here.
Agreed. Game number 5 of 6. I used the graphic, Matt, so I don't know if you got to bring up number 6.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, great.
I usually wait so I don't get confused.
Okay.
But you're doing a good job of clicking the cameras.
Well, I really, really, really appreciate that coming from you.
You know, I mean, I could give you the mouse for a little while.
So have you been keeping up with my wagers?
Yeah, I know you're winning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told him to beat you for once, so you'd stop talking about it.
I told him to beat you for once.
He was on board with it.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure he was. Sure he was. I could bring up that scoreboard from yesterday. Did you know Matt and I bowled a match yesterday?
No.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah, we did.
When was this?
I had some
Let's
crazy.
see, I'm gonna just take this mouse again. How do I even do it?
I got it.
I've never
Get
seen a
out of
bowl.
here.
Oh, I'm so
Get
confused.
outta here.
Where am I going? It's supposed to be right there, isn't it?
I don't think you have the scoreboard going over there.
Over here? Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right. What's this? What's this IP? 1168.
Which one? It's 192.
Oh, there you go.
168.
See, I don't know IP. 25.
Nope.
What
There's no 25
192 dot
168.0. Dot. Which computer do you want?
I want that Mac Mini.
134.
See, that's why you're the best. Oh yeah, let's just get this little scoreboard. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh man.
Oh.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, well, maybe we can.
That's a crying shame.
It's all right. We can go back and get that someday.
Yeah, I had some incredible leaves.
Yeah, what I did is I created the score. We were testing the scoreboard, and I bowled 300, of course, and Matt bowled 59.
Yeah, it was 59.
He left the back row. He left,
I left the
5,
2,
7,
3,
10,
8, 9.
5, 8, 10.
I saw Mr. Chaz Brewer, who is left-handed, take the 4, 8, 9, 10 off of the rack yesterday, and then convert the spare.
I'm not sure.
1, yeah.
Yeah, you name the next one, right? Yeah.
Boy, he's getting into it. He wants to know what lanes are going to
For
be on.
4 units.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure the fees are cheaper here than they were at South Point. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's true bowling tournaments right there. That's what people do at bowling tournaments.
Gamble? Wager. Not
Yep.
gambling.
Wager web. Hello, old school. Good morning. Any other raisins make the top 60, 50, 60? Dave Axon, is he a senior? Pretty sure. Let's see what else we got here. Afternoon, old school. Lee's in here. Yeah, Adcock, good call. Sorry I couldn't make this one. Yep. What do they cut to after this? Yep, 10 is correct. Going to be going into game number 6 here shortly. Yeah, where are we at? Oh, we got a few strikes. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at that forward there.
Here, you can hit the button.
Oh.
You do. You do it pretty good. Oh, look at that.
There it is. Oh, why don't you do that really cool thing that you do with the scoreboard getting big and small?
Well, we can show our biggest fan.
Well, we can.
We haven't done that today. He's been down there all day keeping the bowlers cool down on 17
The Members
and 18.
Mortgage Services fan, big fan right there.
There's
That's
the big fan. There's our biggest fan.
Is our biggest fan
And
today.
our cool transition in and out as you see the scoreboard.
Yeah, watch this magic.
You ready?
This is our truck.
Our truck.
This is the guys in the truck.
Oh, man. Yep. The replay guy was late. If you weren't here yesterday, the truck stopped about 100 miles out. The replay guy went to the bathroom, and the truck left him.
As we roll into this 6th game, I think I'm going to let you guys bring it home. Saw an arrowhead on a helmet over here, and it's looking pretty tempting. Yeah, I know. Over here they got like Bears Packers for some reason. I don't get that.
I do see arrowhead over there.
Down there, there's an arrowhead.
Yep.
Standing on the Texans field right now.
Okay, Jeff. Well,
appetizing. And I'm gonna get me some Kingpin Burger. I think.
Yeah,
you should. That's really good.
I think that's a good idea.
I had one yesterday.
That's a great idea. Yeah. All right, Jeff Ussery, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much.
Nice to
Henninger
meet
got
you.
a chance to make it at all?
No, I'm actually going to go and coach him out of the top 10 here so we can get home.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for coming by.
Good luck in Game 6 with that wager there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. There you have it. That's Jeff Ussery from bowlersmart.com. Check him out. He and Cliff Barnes are doing some great things with some great people that run his pro shops. Well, just back to me. It's me and you, kid.
Back to the old grindstone.
Yeah, here we are. We need somebody to come by and sell us some steak knives.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Just in case we feel like cooking something here.
Oh, all right, yeah.
You know.
Why would you want to cook anything?
Or
When you have the Kingpin Bar and Grill just a few steps away.
Well,
you could shimmy on over.
That's true. You can cut anything with a butter knife there.
Yeah.
It's a good point. That's why you're here. You're here to class it up. I mean, you're here.
I'm here to class it up.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've got countless emails about it.
Botsky. The Bears. Going into our 2-hour and 44-minute mark of our broadcast today.
God, you do have them in your ear. Yeah, I don't believe it anymore. To pull out stats like that,
here's one thing we can talk about. I tried to join your FanDuel.
Oh, you did, but in the state of Iowa, you
it's
can't.
not allowed. That's what it told me.
I know, isn't that amazing?
So maybe that's a good idea.
It's a little
Save
signer.
some money.
It's a signer diner. We can have it. We can have an off. We can have an off-air conversation about that. When am I going to see you next? Am I going to have any time with you?
I don't know, man.
I don't know of any time I'm going to have with you, like
Before
later today or anything like that. I don't think we'll have any time.
No, just a 5.5-hour drive.
No, we won't have any time in that.
I was thinking maybe we could just have two shows of that great Inside STL radio program.
Well,
that
here's what I like.
On to.
I like the game that we play when we're in the car. Who cannot talk? And we start it when we leave.
Yeah.
And then
just don't say anything.
Yeah, and then we talk to each other on the phone the next day and be like, dude, it was a tie.
It was a tie. It was a tie.
Well, Kansas City Chiefs are up 7-0. We don't say anything the whole way home, and then the next day we call each other and say, man, that was
for 2.5 hours, too.
One heck of a tie. One heck of a tie yesterday.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling food too.
Yeah?
What kind of... There's probably not that long of a break after this round, is there?
No. No, we got to get cameras ready, too.
Yeah, the fun stuff.
We got a longer break now than we will have the rest of the day, though. For whatever that's worth.
Looking at Jeff Riggles, he hit the 11 and 12 pair. And he started out pretty strong, spare, double. Then he hit a skid, open. Now he's got a turkey, bounces right back.
Still finishing up game number 5.
King Fess is mingling with the peons up here in the booth. Can't tell what he's saying.
I would pop a big one. Let's see. Through game number 4, 10th place, 104. Devin Bidwell leads at plus 249. Miguel Lopez is second at 204. This is through game 4. Brett Cooper third at plus 184. Stephen Keeler fourth at 182. Mark Henninger fifth at plus 137. What's Ussery talking about? I bet he's back in the booth later. Henninger's probably going to bowl for the title. AJ Chapman sixth at plus 123. Jared Helmers at plus 116 and 7th. 8th, Tommy Barnwell at 108, tied with Brent Ritchie. And 10th, Perry Crowell at plus 104.
We have it, the Budweiser rundown. $2,800 to the winner here today. We're going to crown our champion, hopefully by around 3 o'clock here at the 2015 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, coming to you at Maple Lanes in beautiful Waterloo, Iowa. And the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau really made the weather nice out there today.
Yeah, they did.
You know, with a website like they have at visitwaterloo.com, you know that they can control the weather. And it is a nice one out there. Yeah, Botsky, I actually saw his score sheet, and it was pretty sick. He went 500 over for 8 games, I think it was.
Parker Bone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
There it is. 256, 53, 58, 46, 300, 58, 66, 300, plus 537.
Tom Adcock, he spent time with us yesterday during the A squad, and just such a grinder over the years, just such a great bowler. No surprise to see him here in the cut again today. Matt, what's on tap for you? What's going on with you right now? What's on tap for you? You gonna be in Vegas with us?
I am. I'm looking forward to that.
How about holiday doubles?
I'll be there as well.
Okay.
At the new venue, Concord Lanes, a great center run by Dan Beeman, a great proprietor, new proprietor in the area. He's doing a great job there. If you're in the St. Louis area and you've never bowled League of Concord, I suggest you do it. They got plenty of things to do. Show up early. They got a batting cages there. They've got a Class A PGA quality mini golf course there as well. That's for you.
Oh, why is there a secret mic down here?
Well, we knew you were going to be there in the last game. We wanted to pick up what you were going to say. I don't think you can hear me.
No, he doesn't have an earpiece.
Yeah, you can't hear me.
That's right. It's the
That's the King.
It's the voyeur mic.
King Thess mic, yeah. Sponsored by Maple Lanes.
Am I rolling the holiday doubles? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. Unless Tim Mack will come bowl with me again. That was a cool deal bowling with Tim Mack.
Yeah, I remember that. I came down and tried to interview you like every other shot.
We got any bowling on 5 and 6?
Oh, my goodness. You know, the truck's good at getting those stats together, but they like to let the people at home watch empty pairs.
Yes, they do. You're watching these guys finish up here.
Matt McNeil is on this pair. Why don't you drag that sling box over to the other screen, and we can do a little action, huh? What do you think? Watch a little Rams Seahawks.
Oh, just rebroadcast the PWBA.
Yeah, I'm sure that's legal.
Well, while we're waiting. He's going to set a line.
I'm curious to see what it is.
Me too. Why don't you move that sling player over here? All right, let's see what we got going on here. There we go.
I almost said something that was inappropriate. Uh-oh. They just cut into the Seahawks running down the field to score a touchdown on the Rams, Mike. Looks like a locket. Yep. That had to have been like a 50-yard run.
Was it a run back?
No. I just looked up to see the guy running from the 50-yard line.
Yeah, because you would think Marshawn Lynch would be the guy they would have handed the ball to. There we go. I love inventions.
Yeah, that thing is pretty cool.
We're watching the PWBA up here in the booth right now. Looks like 9th frame. I see Ken Keegan and Brandon Alred in the stands, and Natalie from Natalie Striking Summer. I see Carol Norman.
You know, the funniest part of this whole thing is that you're covering the PWBA more than the tournament that's going on right in front of you.
Well, yeah, it's because we're winding down. You know, you and I, we get real good. We get really good eventually. What would happen if I went over here? Is this showing up?
It's there. I could show it.
Just for a second. Just for a second.
Real quick, guys, this is what we're doing.
That's it right there.
Yep.
Looks like she's frozen at the moment.
Yeah, she's really thinking hard.
That's what we're doing. We're watching.
Jeff's happy. I think Green Bay or the Chicago turned it over to Green Bay, I guess. Yep, looks like it did.
It is exciting the first week of the NFL here right now. All right, let's see. Let's get back to this.
We got a little feature presentation, a little special guest. No?
He just came up to get some good vibes.
Yep. Well, we'll throw him your way, Matt.
Kenny Calkins the third, finishing up 188 if he strikes on his fill, 179, 198, 175. The other scores on that pair. He does fill it up. So it looks like we got Shannon Buchan down on 17 and 18, don't we, Matt?
Looks like we do. This is the start of game number 6.
Shannon Buchan with Shea Bittenbender, Sean Rangel, and Jeff McCann will be on your featured pair this game. Game number 6 of 6. And those graphics guys in the truck are doing a good job.
If only they could click cameras.
Well, yep. Yep. So let's paint a story here. Let's see what we're looking at. Round 2, game number 4. Where's he going? Right in town. Currently right now, Devin Bidwell is your leader at plus 249. Miguel Lopez is in comfortably at 204. Brett Cooper, 184. Steven Keeler, 182. Henninger, 137. A.J. Chapman, 123. Jared Helmers, plus 116. Tommy Barnwell, plus 108. Tied with Brent Ritchie. 10th is Perry Krall at plus 104. So currently right now the 10th position is 104 with 2 to go. 5th just completing. We'll have game standings updates here in just a couple of minutes. Some people are well underway into game number 6. Some people are just getting started. I was telling while you were away earlier, Matt, it's a real treat to have you here on the trip with me.
That's good. I appreciate it. I enjoy these trips. Very much. Get a chance to see bowling outside of my hometown and see all the people from around the country that I know and catch up with you, Mike.
Well, that's all that matters.
It's been a long time since we've been able to do something like this. We got a tweet coming in, huh? Tyler Schimmer's tweeting, watching Inside Bowling via live stream. Hashtag Inside Bowling. And something isn't right. There we go. Remember, you guys can tweet us here in the booth using the hashtag Inside Bowling. All one word, all lowercase with a pound sign in front of it. Keep it clean and it'll be seen on the screen.
You've been using that one for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I guess.
Just like the monitor, the computer, soundboard,
Yeah.
keyboard,
Yeah.
tablecloth, gaffing tape,
Coaster.
microphones, back channel,
Battery.
black box,
Wireless camera.
soon to be discontinued.
Audio delay box.
Oh yeah, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best.
McEwen 278 to Johnson 224. This looks like how that ended up.
Well, good for Danielle. She has not been able to bowl a big score on television. Congratulations to her. Nice young lady, too. Very nice young lady. Coming up next in that matchup over on the CBS Sports Network is Stephanie Johnson taking on Kelly Kulick. A battle of thoroughbreds. A couple of amazing female talents take to the lanes coming up next on the CBS Sports Network.
I think that was a good audition. They might be calling you.
Yeah, probably not. I really wanted to be the announcer on Stephen Colbert.
What, like the stage announcer?
And now, here's your host, Matt Turek. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight?
The applause queued up.
How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I can skip an ad. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We are in good shape for the shape that we're in. Sean Ringel with a strike. These guys are doing okay on this pair. A couple of doubles up on the board. Well, 3 of the 4 have doubles. Jeff McCann struggling a little bit, 45 in the 3rd, spare in the 5th. Shannon Buchan, let's see where he's at in the standings. Shannon loves this bowling center. And once again, that's he's in 31st at plus 12, so he would need, I don't know what he had. Oh, this is through 5 now. They have standings through 5. What's that? I got him right here. Yeah. Standings through game number 5. Devin Bidwell leads at plus 261. Brett Cooper sits second at plus 241. Third is Miguel Lopez at 202. Steven Keeler up to 4th now, plus 191. Now remember, the top 4 get to sit around for a while.
They get to watch football.
And he's separated himself by 61 pins over his buddy Mark Henninger. 6th position, A.J. Chapman at plus 114. 7th, Perry Kroll at 98. Tommy Barnwell has plus 93 in 8th position. 9th position, John Mesher at plus 91. And in 10th, Brad Miller now.
How about
Brad
that?
Miller can make another run.
Can we see where he started the day
He's
at?
plus 77 right now. Yeah, we can take a look at that in just a moment. Now, just on the outside looking in, we got Chad Moss, Tony Manna, Troy Fuller, Steve Taylor, and Jared Helmer. So right now the number has actually gone backwards. It was 100. Now it's 77 for 10th position.
Wow.
It was 100.
Brad Miller started 12th at plus 76 on the day today.
He's plus 1 for the day, and he's moved up 2 spots.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that's interesting. So Tom Hess sits at plus 59, otherwise known as King Thess. If he bowls a big game, he could get in there.
He's got a good start, Mike.
Somebody
He's
bowls
got 3 in a
250.
row, 9 spare strike.
Well, you know what I think that means? I think that means I need to get out of the booth, I need to start roaming, and I need to start checking on what is happening in this bowling tournament.
I think you should.
It's coming down to it. It's the top 10 right now. Brad Miller and above. You can see that down underneath your event information tabs down below your screen. I'll leave you with the Sunday ticket, Matt. I'll let you enjoy football games. I'll be right back. I'm going to go Roman Empire.
Well, you already got a king.
I still here?
Yes, you are. You are there.
All right, I got sound now, too.
So I guess the match to watch, I mean, Josh Hepp, Brad Miller. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong standings. Good Lord. Round 2, Game 5. Bowlers to watch. Chad Maas, Tony Manna, Troy Fuller. They're within 6 pins of the 10th place.
Yeah, keep that up because I'm
Brad Miller shoots.
Probably going to be throwing you. Yeah, if you want to call out some names and stuff, as I get out and.
Let me get some something to take notes down on.
Okay, I got it right here. Okay. I am now Roman.
I guess you should start to see how Brad Miller's performed this game. See if he's going to drop or gain. I do not know where he's at, though. I think he's on the high end.
He's on these.
He's all the way on the end.
Troy Fuller, 143 in the 7th with a strike up in the 8th. He can still bowl 233 if he throws the last 4.
That'll move him to plus 104. That'll jump him up a lot.
Bruce Rollins down here minus 10 has possible 290. Not going to be enough to get there, but pretty good. Are you picking me up right now?
I am.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm behind 31 and 32. All right, Brad Miller, 97 in the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. He can bowl 237 if he back halves the game in the last 6. Nick Heilman, 127 in the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. Where is Heilman? Heilman sits at plus 40.
Tom Hess went 8 split spare in the 6th. He's got 129 in the 5th. With that spare in the 6th, he's up in the 7th. He needs a big game.
Yeah, he sits at plus 59 right. All right, plus 59 right now.
Yeah, it's 17th place.
And 10th is 77 right now, and Brad Miller struck in the 7th. And Brett Cooper is rolling down here. Spare, strike, spare, 4-bagger.
Brett Cooper is second, sitting second, so he's fine. Although, can you find Devin Bidwell? Where is he? He's only 20 pins above Brett, so depending on what Devin shoots, there could be a new leader.
Yes, there could. I moved into a better mic range now. still got 290 going for Bruce Rollins, but he's at -10 in 39th position. He's up in the 9th frame, though, with 290. Who is this we got right here in front of us?
Not sure.
Well, we can find out.
Got 5 in a row.
Steve Brinkman. He sits 49th at -45 as the front 5.
And joining us here in the booth, a special guest, Eagle extraordinaire, Matt McNeil.
How's it going, Matt?
It's going. You stopped by earlier, didn't look too happy.
It's just...
I saw your game down on 5 and 6, I believe. It didn't look too thrilling.
It was thrilling for like the first 7 frames, and then the last 3 games in the 8th and 9th, I've split like every game.
Oh,
It's just one of those. The lanes are very challenging, which is great. You know, I think they're pretty fair, and they're very challenging, and you can't ask for more than that. It's just I think what's really hard out there right now is to get a clear picture of if I put the ball here, it's going to strike.
Yeah.
There's a very good picture of if I put the ball here, it's going to hit the pocket, but not go through the pins the right way.
Strike.
You know, so, but you can only do that for so long. You know, throw those 180, 190 games, because if you're not striking, you're shooting 180 to 190. So,
right.
So I think what's getting people is they're on that 190 pace, and then they start trying something. You know, try to fudge it, try to do a little something to get the ball to go through the pins right, and then they split.
Yeah.
And now you're shooting 170, 160. So and there's a couple people who are figuring it out, and they're bowling extremely well. So they are very, very tricky out there, and it's really hard to get a clear picture of what to do to get the ball to do the right thing through the pins.
Hey, Matt, the cut score went down 23 pins between game 4 and 5.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with how tricky they are, and it's like I said, it's really tough to get a clear picture of what the lane is doing because there's so many, you know, landmines out there.
Hey, Matt Turek, tell me what Dave Barris is at.
Dave Barris is...
He's around 40, I think. 40 over?
No, 16 over.
Okay, well, he's got 269 left still, and then I'd like for you to tell me what Dan Lemish is at. Maybe he's around
Dan
plus
Lemish
40.
is right there. He's at plus 41.
He's got 280 left through 6.
Wow, there's a mover. He's moving on up to the east side. How many frames left on Dan?
He's through 6.
Okay. So some other names I'd kind of like to get info on. Steve Taylor and Jared Helmers. Do you know where they're at? They're within 15 pins of 10th place. Depending on what Brad is doing. How's Brad finishing out that last game?
Yeah, I'm down on 3 and 4.
Oh. I'm looking the wrong way then.
I'm down with Lemish and Barris. Barris strikes again. He's still got 269 left. Not going to be enough, but... Now, where was John Mesher? Plus 91? Or no, he was plus...
Yeah, it's at, you hit it. 9th place, plus 91.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, though, honestly. Because according to his sheet, he was plus 92 after 4, and he bowled 179 game 5.
This
must have been 199.
This is after game 5.
Are you John? Who's John?
Just heard a big too bad from Tom Hess.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand.
He's got 259 out there.
Oh, that's a good number. He needs a big game.
What's he at?
He's
59.
He's in the middle, yeah, 59.
Well,
so.
that would put him in a good spot.
Yes, it would.
Hey, John, I was just looking at your score sheet here. 92, people 179? Yeah, it's probably Okay. Plus 91 is correct, guys. He did bowl 199.
Okay.
He did not bowl 179, even though that's what his score sheet said. Kind of bizarre.
I don't know if you were plugged in. Tom Hess has got 59 left, right, Matt?
Yes, sir. He's got 139 in the sixth, triple working, so he can go off for 259, and he just let out a big too bad after a light mixer on 12. So
I think I'm going to grab the wireless to cover the rest of that.
That Kane Thess, baby.
Dan Lemish. Does he still have 280 going? No.
257 possible.
257 max. That'll move him to 98 over if he finishes it out. Although I can't tell on that screen just because it's dark. It looks like he left a 7 count.
All right, here we go. Tom Hess, lane 11. So he's in 2-1-2. He's in the 230s with good counts. So I mean, he would get to 90 something over. I really think he needs the first one. I think if he gets the first one, he's pretty close. Think so? Well, either way, I would say first one mandatory. And here we are. See what happens.
That was a good-looking shot.
Beautiful shot.
Boy, wow, that's some emotion.
So now that's the 240s. So that would get him to a high 1-0, depending on the count. If he doesn't get this one, if he does, that'll get him into plus 110. And I think that would just be about a lock. This next one is mandatory, and this is a situation when you just have to rely on all your years of experience, keep your eye on your target.
118, it looks like, if he strikes out.
Hope the dear Lord wants you to have it.
$118 will probably be enough. So we watch him here in the second ball of the 10th. He's working on a 4-bagger. Great looking ball. Fill ball for Tom Hess, making that jump this game, 259 max, with a strike here. put him at plus 118 unofficially. Wow. Sorry.
What a nice finish.
Yeah.
Nice finish by Tom.
3 flush strikes.
Yeah. Great finish by Thess.
That it was. Great finish by Thess.
Indeed. Indeed.
If you want to be the best, you got to go through
The rest.
Thess.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get an update on Brad Miller, Mike? I see you walking down there.
He's done. Well, it was one of two scores. It was either 232 or 203.
2-0, what do you say? 203 or 233?
He had 2-0, 203.
203, so he's not moving far.
So he's 80 over.
Yeah, 80.
All right.
We have a special request from David Waswo as well. He would like to see if we could get the winner of the event today to come onto the bowler show with him.
Probably. It's probably doable. It's extremely doable.
So, Brad Miller plus 80. Tom Hess moved up to 118 unofficially.
Dan Lemish can still bowl 257, which is a huge move for Lemish.
Lemish was at 41.
Yeah, puts him around Miller.
That'll put him at 98. 8 over Brad Miller if he finishes it out. And here we go. The King. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Tom, that was awesome to watch there.
Yeah, it was.
Those 10 in the or 3 in the 10th frame were just 10 back. Those were some of the best shots I've ever seen.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was a grind today.
Yeah, I bet it was. That was a big chump. That was awesome to watch.
Good finish there the last game, obviously. Bowled pretty good today. I think I went 2-0 clean, 2-teen clean. And then I shot 170 game 3, where I went strike, open, and then the rest of the game I alternated strike, ring 10, strike, ring 10, strike, made a little move, flat 10, strike, 10-pin strike for 170. Then, as a lot of people heard, I had 240 going down there in 1 and 2 and 710 in the 10th. Ended up shooting 2-teen, then 220, 250. Assuming it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Depends on what everybody does. I mean, there's a bunch of people right there. So
these two here are in, but they're unofficial. I think I got you at 118. Is that right?
I believe that's what I was, yes.
Miller shot, he went +3 this game. Dan Lemish can strike one more time for 57. That'll bump him to 80. I'm sorry, 98 over.
118. So I made the what Mark Henninger have.
I don't know.
Was he the one? Doesn't matter. Mark's got me.
AJ Chapman, they're all on the high end.
Yeah, so if age, hey, maybe I got a chance to get out of that first round even. But once again, guys, it was the primo. That was the ball. Should have stayed with it all day. Switched to a game 2. Went away from a game 3 because I thought it wasn't ready yet. Bowled a really good game. Switched back to it. Went 99 over the last 3.
It was great bowling, great to watch. And you did on 11 and 12 too. Today that pair has not been friendly.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot more friendly yesterday.
I'm glad I wasn't paying attention because I thought I caught a great drawing at the finish on 11 and
Well,
12 where all them
that's all that
scores were being
matters.
bowled.
That's
Well,
all that matters.
it was kind of hot or not. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
some people.
Yeah. Some people could hit it.
Yeah.
But if you didn't hit it, it was 160s, 170s.
There's another
The
250
leaders
over
hit it.
there.
The leaders hit it at the beginning of the day, and yeah, that's Dan Levish. So he's going to be at 98 over.
There was, for me in this building, the pairs right through here up to like 13 and 14, I think are the higher scoring pairs. So it's almost, I mean, I'm not going to say it's an advantage because obviously you'd like to be 200 over coming into today.
Right.
But the guys that are borderline, the guys that started where we did are now coming into the good pairs at the end of the day, where the guys that started down here are now bowling on the what I would call not so good pairs
Right.
to end the day. And I mean, that's, it's the breaks. It's a nice advantage to have. What did Matt get to?
He
62.
struggled. Yeah.
He almost
I didn't
got,
see what he
he
finished.
strikes out. He's probably there too.
I don't know what he's got now.
Robbie Amers is rooting for some action.
The number was 213. Nobody shuts me out, though.
Oh.
I'd have bought you a lunch, Jenny.
Oh.
He got one from me.
The things that happen going around with the bowlers that aren't bowling today.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, guys, I'm going to step out of here. I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching.
For
Yeah,
sure, man.
we're excited.
I'm going to go grab a quick bite to eat. Hopefully, maybe I might get lucky and sneak out of this first round.
Yeah, then you
But,
can go watch some football and relax.
We'll see. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are winning, aren't they?
Yeah, they are quite a bit, actually.
How about them Hawkeyes yesterday? After the worst play call ever in the first half, let's run the clock down to 0 and then fake a punt and make it, but not have any time to run another play after we make it.
Whoops.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm one of them on the edge fans anyway. Last night.
You on the edge?
Last night the Cubs blew the lead again. Or actually they didn't blow the lead. They gave up 5-spot, came back, tied it up. Of course, the bullpen lost in the 10th, and I'm posting worst bullpen ever.
It's looking better and better for the Pirates all the time with the way the Cubs and the Cardinals are
Cardinals
playing.
are losing now.
Well, I mean the Cubs are still playing good.
well,
You know what I
they
mean?
are.
But Cardinals are kind of laying an egg here at the end.
They
lost a doubleheader yesterday to the Redbirds, right?
I know.
Or to the Reds.
To the Reds, yeah, and the Reds are winning today, 1-0 at this time. And
sorry, guys, but I'm happy about that.
No, I know you are. It's all right. It's totally fine.
Hey, how about this?
Yeah, I don't know what
play over
happens
there?
now. I don't know what happens because it.
Yeah, it doesn't play over there. Oh, well. We've Stephanie Johnson needs a double and 3 pins to
Does it
to
pause when?
Yeah,
Is it to win? Get to 6th? Well, Mark Henninger just told me I got to 6th, so I did get out of that first round.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, well, let's wrap it up here. We are going to stay on the air, but we're going to move cameras and do some things like that. So we have to get ready for these crazy step ladders. We move all these different pairs, so it's very interesting for us.
Makes these guys work finally.
Yeah,
Just
instead of
sit
just
here and
sitting around
talk.
all day.
They don't
Yeah.
get to sit here and talk.
Exactly. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back in a little bit with 10 and 7 and 8 and 9 and just a little bit on lanes 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 right over there. Thank you.
Yep, getting ready to get interesting, people. Stay in and tune in and watch.
That's right.